Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tides of Death. How are my players doing today?
Not your favorite players this week?
Oh,
Just 'cause I didn't-
Good.
Damn.
Well,
Alright.
Demoted.
I'm okay. I'm as good as you can be.
good. Well, does anyone remember where we left off? And does anyone have a pirate fact for us?
No pirate fact, but I do remember where we left off. Last episode, we went to a new island. I believe that it was on the right side of the screen, and it was called Jamuba?
Virix.
Oh, Virix. We went to Virix, and we spent about 2 hours of the session figuring out how we're going to do it. We eventually said, fuck it, we'll just go in. We went into the town, stayed at the inn. Nilrim posed as a noble from Tide's End. Posed as a noble from Tide's End. Eventually, we got actually a invitation to the Duke's castle, or his fort. We go in, we have a dinner party, and during the dinner party, we had an elaborate plan in which John would go and cover the king with his knife. Nilrim would start shooting the cleric. It all worked out. We killed literally everybody there. We took the fort, and now we have fucked off. We are on our boat, and I think we're sailing home.
Yes.
With the guy's family, with him and his whole family in our boat. And we're going to do a sacrifice.
Yeah, so let's be very
right.
clear about who we have with us in the boat. And any
We took all the armor too.
any heads of other people that might be important. You know, what did we do? What do we have with us? We have
His entire family, his wife, his kids, and him.
how many
We
kids
took-
do we have? Yeah, you right, 3 at
Like
least.
7 or 8.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like
shit.
a bunch of them.
It was a bunch. We have all of them because we're gonna do one big sacrifice of the whole family to Rohi.
Oh my god.
And then we took all of their breastplates, all of the swords, all of the shields, all the spears, all the bows, from the armory, because we're planning on making a stop back at our pirate kingdom, dropping that off for them to give to the people up top, and then we're gonna continue on our way. Did we take any guards?
I don't think so. I don't think we explicitly said that we did.
I think we killed most of the guards.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you killed some and then you sent some away with a message. There was a... Does anyone remember what it was?
In a few
The
weeks,
message-
so I don't remember.
It was
Doesn't
basically
sound familiar.
the Crimson Fist did this and the White Prince has no control of the Outer Rim. If I recall correctly. Someone will correct me
Sounds
if I'm
like
wrong.
something I'd do.
Yeah.
Yep, that sounds about it.
Yeah, that sounds
What-
about right.
To clarify, were we going to sacrifice them? Or I thought we were going to try and turn one of them. No?
We were going to try and turn one, yeah, make him the new Duke, I think. That was the plan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds more it. We were gonna turn one of the kids, send him back as like an agent or whatever, that of Rohi, and the rest of them we were gonna do like a holy sacrifice of the whole family.
Love it. Oh, and you wizard locked the main gate, if I recall correctly.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
That's always the plan, isn't it? Something like that.
Fucking wizard locks. Love them.
That spells real good.
Powerful spell. Oh.
Good ass spell.
All right. So our party has escaped the keep, headed down out into the ocean, and you're making your way back to your pirate base, all the way over by Flotsam Isle near Port Ferris. Is there anything that you want to do on the way? Because you've got you've got Sulphur Island on the way. But there's no need to stop by, I think. I think that's all running on its own.
I think we're stopping there because we're dropping off all of the equipment.
Okay.
We took all the breastplates, all the spears, we took the
Sure.
whole.
We'll
Yeah,
stop by,
that's
drop
true.
off the gear, and head on over back to Port Ferris.
We should do the ceremony before we even do that, right? I thought we were going to do it near Virex, so we could drop him back
Oh.
off on the island.
Yeah, because we didn't want to have to take like the 9 people
Okay.
with us all
So
over the base and bring the kid back. We were going to find like a little island just near Virix that we could stop on a beach, and as long as we'd be safe to hang out for like 24 hours so we can do it.
Yeah, if you would like, 2 islands away from Virix is sort of a small atoll. It's not, the map isn't detailed for it yet over here, but this little golden dot, brown dot, represents a small atoll. Just a series of slightly raised, just a little bit above sea level coral reefs with some sand and some trees and some little shrubs and no indigenous populations. There might be small monsters lurking about somewhere, maybe living in one of the lagoons that could come out at night and do things, but it's more or less like an abandoned area with a couple of ponds and creeks and some very, very small wildlife like some birds and some lizards. It makes a perfect spot to stop and make a sacrifice. So,
Okay, how long is it to travel there?
a day, less than a day.
Okay.
Okay.
I will say to Sail, as we're leaving, make sure you get something special planned for this sacrifice, because we're going to want to make sure that the youngling that stays alive is influenced enough by what he's seen.
That's something I've thought about, Captain, a little bit. It's going to be mighty hard to convert someone and sacrifice his family. Usually it's a kind of one or the other kind of deal.
Yeah.
Either you work with us or your family gets the old, living at the bottom of the sea thing. Yeah, that was my thought there, Captain.
Well, I suppose worst case scenario, we kill them all, but maybe your man down there can have a word with the lad. Convince him that's what's best for his family's souls. Might be that he plays along.
Say we'll think about this for a moment and say it's not a bad idea. Maybe one of them has felt like they've been overlooked and passed on. Maybe the second in line to the
Yeah, you're
government.
right. Maybe it's not the oldest one.
Maybe the second in line has felt like maybe he's best poised to take over the family throne. Maybe we should spend some time figuring out the family dynamics.
Perhaps you could give him some interviews on the way down there. The 24
Yeah.
hours.
Captain,
Sounds
do you
like
want me to, extract that information?
Use your unique talents. Maybe you should go along and just stand in the corner so you're there to intimidate them, and maybe if required, you can put those skills to use.
I can get on that.
Are we on the little rowboat now rather than the big boat, aren't we?
Yes, you're on the pirate ship, the road pirate ship, the Viking longship.
I'm gonna yeah, okay, so there's not really loads of
There's
rooms
no privacy, yeah.
kind of happening out in the open then.
Mm-hmm.
We might
Do
need
we
to spend
have-
a little longer on this island so we can separate them and have conversations with them each one by one.
If we have like a little rowboat with us, like a tug or whatever they're called, I can't remember what it's called. You could
Skiff.
a skiff. We could take them out onto that individually to chat.
Oh shit, yeah, so
I think
You're
your
lucky.
longship doesn't
Yeah.
come with a skiff because it does all the skiff things for it. It's just a small, light, fast vessel. No room to carry a smaller boat on you.
I think we did have a small skiff at one point strapped to the side. That was for just going ashore temporarily.
yeah. It's alright, we can spend a bit longer on the island, enough to prepare for the ritual and to actually carry it out. So we can. You said this place is abandoned, Neil? Is there buildings on any of these islands, or are they just
No, no one's ever settled here.
can we find a decent spot though to camp? We're not gonna be
Yeah, the
Yeah.
toll is
Big
high enough
islands.
above water level that you're not going to get flooded by the ocean, and there's some shady spots where there's some trees and some bushes and some plant life that you can get some shade and shelter in.
sound. Yeah, okay. So I suggest we do that. I think if we're going to try and make this work, we can't sort of half-ass it. We need to try and make it work. Find the right guy, convince him properly, make it work. Other than that, we can just sacrifice them all if we're interested in saving time. But I think if we're going to try and put someone in charge on the rim who's a servant of Rohit, then that's a big enough goal that it's worth putting in some effort to making it work.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Oh, fuck. All right, so we sail then. I will keep myself to myself on the rowboat, and I'll find some stuff to be like looking at, and I sort of like cast menacing glances at Nilrim every now and again. But
Why are you mad at me?
what do you mean? Why am I mad at you?
What did he do? What did Norm do?
Do you remember at the tavern? there was
Oh
this
yeah,
one
yeah,
where you were, like,
yeah.
acting
You're
like
jealous.
like that. Yeah.
You're jealous. Okay, that's fine.
Laughing now.
Hate us because we anus.
Like,
The best part is he doesn't know that we were all together this weekend.
Yeah.
Plotting his downfall.
True.
we've been fucking scheming there.
True.
Well.
Okay, cool.
So, are we taking people one at a time off to talk to them? Are we just beating some people to death in front of them? What is the approach when you pull up onto this little island over here and bring the longboat all the way up on shore, away from where the tides will drag it off, tie it down to a tree, and make a little camp? Bring on your big tarp, create some shelter near one of these little creeks.
I think what'll happen is, once everyone kind of gets settled in, everyone's like, we get a fire built, maybe get some food cooking. Once everyone sort of starts to visibly relax a little bit, I'll come up behind like one of the kids, like randomly, and I'll tap him on the shoulder. I'll say him first, and then sort of like drag him up by the scruff of his neck and take him away from the group.
Daddy, no! Says the kid as you drag him off into the woods.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And then we're gonna go talk to him, right?
Mm-hmm. You've got there are 6 children, 3 men, 3 women. They're all adults. There are no, like, young ones here.
Oh, okay. What's the age range then?
You're gazing through them. It's probably like 20 to 30 something, 20 to 35, just by like a quick visual glance. If you want specifics, you can question them for exact ages.
Yeah, okay. Well, we will question them for their ages. Do we want to do all 6 interviews, or do we want to kind of come up with a goal and then just talk it out?
We could probably do like a goal and then charisma check versus something else or something to see if one of them is amenable to. See if we can suss out if one of them feels jealous or overlooked or wishes to actually be the heir of their father or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe we talk to them about their relationship with the White Prince, their relationship with the Stair, their relationship with their father and their mother and their brothers. Try to understand their motivations and maybe identify personality traits that might be the kind we're looking for.
There could also be like a bit of like manipulation too. Like, isn't it a shame your brother is gonna be the one who inherits the dukedom? Like, in my opinion, he doesn't seem like he's up to the job. Now you could be the guy.
I think someone should stay behind with the rest of the family when the first kid gets dragged off. And maybe I'm the one to do that, to be honest. I think 2 of us should stay behind. I think maybe Archie and Sale should go and do the interviews, and then Nilrim and I should stay behind with the family.
To
Seems fun.
increase fear, every time we drag one off, we don't bring them back. We take them somewhere else and keep them there, like nearby.
Ooh. Well, you drag off one of the men, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think we take maybe... I don't know, where should we start with? The youngest, maybe?
I think we should start with the one that we think, like at a glance, is like the least likely to go along with us, because that will set the tone of him not coming back for the rest of them, and then the one who is maybe most likely to join us will see us as like, okay, these guys mean business because they're going to kill us.
Well, the one who looks least likely to work with you is the eldest son.
Does he have any like ducal things, like a ring, like a family ring that looks like
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
like it's an heir's ring?
Yeah, well, I don't know about an heir's ring, but it's definitely like he's got the family crest on a ring. They all have like the family crest on a ring, but his is a little bit nicer. He's the firstborn. You know, he's the one they put all their time and energy and love into. He's the one that they've been training to be the successor. So his stuff is a little bit nicer. And he's got this like square set jaw and these like tightly closed, tightly narrowed eyes. He's not super excited about being captured. He's one of those folks that got confused very early on and like wandered outside while his family was being beaten inside, and he still remembers being confused. By the by, Confusion's a 7th level spell that was somehow misentered into the table, and you absolutely should not have access to it. It is way too powerful. This is my fault.
Somebody does.
This is my bad, and we'll have to make some adjustments because that's the 7th level spell, not a 4th level spell.
I mean, you've already let me cast it. You know, we have to roll with the rules. Maybe the next campaign we can make a change.
Bro, he was just so excited about these things that you were doing. He like temporarily boosted your power level just a little bit. Just, you know, he was on board.
True.
Anyway.
Oh, I will take that ring off of him, or anything that looks like it's like family related and really nice.
Excellent. You take Barry's ring.
While Sale and Jan march off the eldest son, I will stand up from the fire. Oh no, I'll walk back in front of the family, and I sort of stand on the other side of the fire, and I'll kind of gaze down at them, letting the smoke like rise in front of me, like clouding their view of me. How are they acting now? That like, are they huddling together in fear, or any of them sort of like standing up and trying to make a move? Like, what are they doing?
Well, I imagine that they are like tied up or something at this point in time, not just like free roaming around the campsite. So I think they're all seated, probably all in a group, watching, trying to talk to each other where you allow them to.
I think we'll allow them to talk. Yeah, I don't think I want to necessarily gag them.
Okay.
I would just like to say that I would have casted Detect Magic on all of them in the boat on the way, just to make sure that there's not any beacons or, you know, nothing.
None of that. No beacons, no magic items, nothing of the kind.
Perfect.
No
So
persistent
yeah, do they
spells.
say anything as the first one gets dragged off?
Well, the first one gets dragged off. They look on and pour. The father, the Duke, says, "What are you doing with my boy? What are you doing with him?"
We just need to ask him a few questions, determine what's happening next.
You
Jeff
can
sort of
ask me.
thing,
You don't need to do anything to him. That's my son. My oldest
Oh,
son.
don't worry. We've already made our mind up when it comes to you, sir. But you'll get your chance to answer.
Mother looks up at you, eyes wide and pleading, "Please, sir, I know you're a good man. I know
Do you?
deep down you're a sweet, honest man who's just lost his way a little bit. Isn't there anything I can offer you to let my son go? He's my oldest."
I'm afraid that's where you're mistaken, lady. There's not a good man on this island. Trust me, I know them all very well.
I can
And I
see it in
include
your
all of
eyes.
you.
You're a sweet man.
You're all guilty here. Some of you will pay, some of you won't. When you have your time with us, make sure you speak true.
Okay. And off
And I like
you drag him.
I like stab my rapier into the ground and like sit down, and I'll start like peeling I don't know, like a pineapple or something with my knife. Hang on.
Well, Sail, you're
Dylan will
dragging him
be
off? Okay.
shooting fireworks off with his fake fireworks, you know, magic ones. Yeah, he'll just be shooting them off. You know, he thought the kids were like young, so he thought they'd be cool and impressed with it, but they're kind of older, so doesn't really matter. But he will cast as well while he does that ESP. Surface level thoughts. Just want to know what they're, you know, feeling, thinking.
One of the daughters is clearly thinking, that's a cantrip spell. The cleric has taught me about that. And she, you know, that's the main, that's the surface level thought that comes across her head. The others are sort of like, what is he doing? What is this magic guy? What is this shit? And just sort of generally afraid. You know, they've all been taught that wizards must be registered and they must work for the White Prince, and renegade wizards are a very big danger. And here is this unregistered evil wizard who's captured them, and they're sort of shitless. But one of the daughters, the eldest daughter, seems to actually know what it is that you're doing, and be maybe less afraid, but only because she's, there's not that unknown quality going on.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll have a little chat with Archie that on this first one, it might be a good idea to maybe do a little bit of torture within earshot of the family group. So a little bit of screaming, set the mood for the future interrogations. But I'm not particularly interested in what this guy has to say. So it'll probably be like a case of torturing him, tying him up, and then taking him somewhere else, unless anyone in the party wants specifically to interrogate him for info. Oh,
It's just you and Archie. Yeah.
Nope.
We're watching the rest of them.
Okay.
Yep. Don't forget, we also have a fighter, so who could look after people. In fact, I will get Sora to look after the heir where I take him after we torture him and make him scream. And this is when I take the rings and stuff off of him.
Mm-hmm. Sora stands over the family, breastplate on, longsword out, giving them all like a low, dirty look.
Oh, sorry. She's overlooking
The new guy. Who
Oh,
just brought back.
Right,
the other
sorry.
way around. Yeah.
Other way around. Sora drags you drag them off, and Sora stands over the eldest son, sword out, glaring, breastplate on, daring him to make a move with her eyes.
Perfect.
You get the next one. Norm will point at the one who knows what his cantrip is and be like, take her.
Yep. Before I take her, I'll hand her the rings and stuff. We'll say, I guess you're the new heir, and then we'll drag her off.
You give her the rings of the other people and tell her that she's the new heir and drag her off?
Yeah, but I do it like nonchalantly, like, all right, this is the new heir, and then we're going down the list, sort of a thing.
All right. So we've dragged off the eldest. We've done a little scream work on him, and now we're dragging off the eldest daughter. Anything in particular that you want to do with them? Any particular questions you want to ask? Are we letting the oldest live, or are we just torturing him for a while and killing him?
We're letting him live, but like we just want the people who are in the original group to think that he's dead for now because it's more intimidating.
Right. Torture him to the point that he either passes out or you gag him so he can't alert others to his living presence. Gotcha.
Well, it would probably be better that like we torture him in a way where he screams, and then we get Archie to choke him, so the scream like ends in a gurgle, and that would be like a really convincing.
Yeah, not a problem. He gurgles. He goes quiet. You drag out the girl. The man that you dragged away, the eldest son, his name was Barry. This woman being dragged away, her name is Mary.
So I'll be really cheerful and friendly. I'll be like, oh, hey, how's it going, Mary? Let me put your new jewelry on. It'll look great on you.
What did you do to my brother?
Oh, well, he wouldn't work with us, so he had to go, of course. He's one of the White Prince's guys. You're not one of the White Prince's guys, are you? Gals, perhaps?
No, but my family served the White Prince for many generations. I don't work with him, though.
See, I don't like that line of questioning, because I feel like what you should have said was, my family works with the Crimson Fists. Like, that was what I heard. That was what you said, right? I like glance at Archie.
I think that's what you said. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that is what I heard.
Yeah.
Oh. Defiantly, she holds out her stiff upper lip and sticks her jaw in your direction. No! Pirates? My family? We've long served the White Prince. We would never stoop to such lows.
I'll sigh. Ugh, God, I'm just getting wrong answers today, and then we'll torture her as well. We'll do the same routine.
It's a little bit of torture.
Slight
Just a
torture in
little
the,
bit torturing.
in the
Light
early
torture.
evening.
Enough for
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah. Well, that's Barry and Mary. Who do you want to take next?
I'll return with yet more rings and jewelry.
There are
And,
2 sons and 2 daughters remaining.
I'll ask Nilram, who else?
Then we'll point to the wife. Just be like, let her go. See what's become of her children.
Okay. We'll take her off.
She gets to her feet unsteadily. The Duke looks up at her and says, "Sweetheart, don't worry. Astaire will protect us. We're his chosen. We're favorites of the Crown Prince. It'll be okay, sweetheart."
We all have a chuckle at that.
Astaire can't protect you here.
Normal comment. That's what the monks said, wasn't it, Captain?
That is what the monk said. Haven't you guys heard? Astaire isn't watching the Outer Rim anymore.
You're the people who slaughtered the monks?
Of course. Who else would
My
do
God.
it?
Slaughter feels like a very negative connotation. We relieved them of their lives. It's like
Of their duties, in fact.
You've doomed us all. You monsters.
Sarah himself touched the ground and split the mountain. I take a look at his eyes. I want to see if he knows anything about that.
His eyes are wide, and he shakes his head as you say that. He's like, it's not possible. Astaire helped us seal everything in that mountain. He would never unleash it upon us. You did it. You've done it. You've spelled doom for all of us.
portal.
Still
Speak
caught
up.
in the mountain.
Old man, yeah. Speak up. What was in the mountain?
You don't even know? Isn't that why you went there?
I looked at the rest of my crew. I looked at my
We
wizard, in
know
fact.
what we went there for, but we want to see
Yeah.
what you think was in the mountain.
That's right. Maybe you don't have all the information.
A great sea monster. One of the first things that the White Prince did when he came to the Dardanelles. He sealed away the great sea monster, locked it underneath the lake, inside of an island, landed a mountain on top of it, kept it trapped there for generations.
Did the sea monster have a name?
A great worm that lives beneath the sea. Something.
Noram. Oh fuck! Noram looks at John.
I look back at Nilram. And then I go,
Hello,
Stop
Telemachy
up!
Lenorum. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Telemachy. That's the one. That's the one that they sealed away.
Shakes his
Why do you
head.
think it's been peaceful for so long? The White Prince is a great man. What have you done?
oh, you fool. Any dragon locked under there is already dead. We'd have seen it, right? I say, hoping to the others. We didn't see no worm.
I might have. Well, I
This
looked.
disturbs Noram. He probably gets up and walks in circles thinking.
I'll go to the water
This guy's
Okay.
doing a good job
and
here.
just be like, "You didn't tell us about the worm, bro."
Noram at this point thinks that's him, I think. But he also doesn't. Because John was brought back before that thing was unleashed. So he can kind of convince himself it wasn't.
Most likely that the wizard that... Who was it that told us about Telemite? It was your mate, the wizard, right?
No, it wasn't the wizard. It was fucking Ponos.
It was Ponos, yeah, but Ponos... I mean, Rohi's clearly tricking the gods, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Sale has a moment of inspiration and out of curiosity says the name Telemachy to the water.
The waters do not respond.
Okay.
We're good.
Well-
Now I'm gonna ask, what else is the White Prince sealed away? Maybe it'll grant one of your children their lives for each secret you tell.
It's not a secret. Public knowledge.
Then I would be interested in the secrets you know, my Duke. Pick a child. Give me a secret and I'll let one live.
He gazes across the faces of his 4 remaining children, Larry, Sherry, Carrie, and Gary. His eyes settle.
Not Gary.
on his youngest, Gary.
No, Gary, no.
Nods at him. My youngest. He's just a boy. He's just a lad.
I'll wave Gary over to Nilram, and he'll like grab his shoulders and place him in front of him. Better be a good one. His life depends on it.
He dryly licks his lips. A secret of the White Prince. So, what sort of secret? What do you need?
This was your favorite child, the one that you chose to save above them all. Better be the best secret you have. Nilram starts to fiddle with his dagger of sandstone.
He begins to panic, looking around, desperately searching his mind for an appropriate secret. Oh God. I don't know what you need. I don't know what sort of secrets you want. Do you want the secret entrance to my keep? Do you
Shake his head. What of the White Prince's oh, go ahead.
Archie, Sale, I think it's time for Gary to be going on a walk here.
Yeah, if he gives us a good enough secret, give me a shout, and maybe we'll bring him back. I start walking off with Gary.
Wait about 5 to 10 minutes before he gives you a nod. We'll call you.
Yep.
Have a little think.
I'll turn to Archie and say, we're not very good at keeping track of time, are we?
Not at all, my friend.
We'll
How do people do it? I genuinely, I just like...
Yeah, like, it's been about a minute now since we started talking, right?
Hey,
I don't know,
okay.
you should just look at the sun to figure out what time of day it is.
As the kid's being dragged away.
The children that are taken by the White Prince for clerical and wizarding training. I know where they're taken.
Where?
That is a good secret.
Somewhere on the Outer Rim, I hope?
No, it's in the inner ring. You have to promise you'll spare Gary.
I looked at the captain.
I know you don't respect Astaire, great god of society and order, but Martha, surely everyone loves Martha. Swear to Martha you'll let Gary live.
Does Martha have any power here? I have not seen much evidence of it. If it's not Astaire, then what's the point?
No one will speak up. I swear to Martha that I will not kill Gary. And I'll throw a charisma check to see if he can, like, get that over.
Huh. That's a pretty good charisma check.
I fell doesn't count.
It's right. If it hits the ground, it has to be re-rolled. He looks to the captain. You swear too?
Listen, we're gonna have to see how these things play out. It's a bit early in the day to be making promises. It means a lot to a man like me. My word, I mean. But listen. Some of you,
What you said?
one of you, many of you might get out of this alive. It's not over yet. Let's just see how things play. Our goal here is to get the White Prince outside of the affairs of the Outer Rim. You're obviously a representation of his power here, so it's not looking good for you specifically. But maybe one of your children, maybe your heir, might see things more our way. Something to think about.
No one will whisper to the captain. We have a zone of truth, and I think each scroll has 6 castings. I wait for Koibu to confirm.
The scrolls that you got?
Yeah.
These are the ones that you got from the...
From his area. Yeah, his cleric.
What's this do, this spell? Force people to tell the truth?
He nods. Anything that they say must be the truth. So we can just do pick of the litter. We can ask how the ship works. The one with the griffins, how they patrol. Do they go in a circle? Do they cut through the middle? How to avoid it? We want to probably also know about the ships in the mist. where they move around.
Yeah, this would be the guy to ask. I mean, if
Yeah.
we've got a spell where we can force someone to tell the truth, and the Duke seems like the.
I don't know if
Yeah,
Zone of
to be
Truth
asking.
forces you to tell the truth, but I'm not sure. I think that you can probably compel someone to tell the truth if you make them speak.
I'm not seeing it in my notes, but that sounds like what I said.
I
Six
don't
scroll,
remember. Yeah,
six
I'm not sure.
castings of each one. Where's the?
I just know that we started doing that after Glacia, and that it kept happening, like almost
Yeah.
over and over. So I didn't know if you swapped to that completely.
No, it's a standard thing. You make a scroll with a bunch of castings of one spell on it, and you store it away for later use. Very common. Usually 6 or 7 is the amount. If there's a little bit of variation, I'm not seeing my notes on it anywhere, so we'll just.
I believe
say
that
6.
this one was in the secret hidden spot because I rolled like a natural 20 or something on my investigation check.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
Right
six
enough for
casting.
now.
Bare minimum, it's 1. So
Okay.
when Seo gets
Yeah.
back, we can do that, Captain.
Maybe once we've interviewed all the children.
Makes sense.
So, but you promised. You said. You said if I you would spare the life of one of my children, my favorite child, if I told you a secret, and this is a good one.
Is it a good one though?
It is
It's
a
in
good
the
one.
inner rim.
It's not the best one.
What can I do with that? What am I going to do there? I don't care.
Tell me
about a
what
bunch
you
of
want,
kids,
then.
dude. I want to know how I can get the White Prince out of the Outer Rim. You give me that, and I'll let someone live.
He'll come for the. Would you get him out of the? He doesn't live here, but if you mean stop his influence, there's no way.
Does he have a wife or a child?
No.
Why not? They died decades ago.
He says that he lives his life in service to Astaire and to the people of the Dardennes, and that love is the death of duty, and to properly serve Astaire and us, that he must not take a wife nor a child.
Have you met him?
I have.
Do you know him?
I have met him. I have spoken to him, but we're not
Explain.
friends.
Explain. Well, I don't think he has divination, so never mind. Or not divination, time pool. What about the Griffin ship?
Mm-hmm.
How does that patrol the Outer Rim? Is it in a circle?
And for that information, you'll let Gary live?
I'll look at the captain.
I look back to the Duke and say, listen, I'm sorry, mate, but you're not really in a position to bargain here. How about you answer our questions? You do what you can to help us. And maybe I'm feeling generous at the end of all this.
He swallows hard and agrees to tell you. The ship, the Griffin ship that patrols the Outer Rim, more or less, generally speaking, has like an active duty of just like circling the Outer Rim. But if it receives a message that it needs to be somewhere specific, it will redirect and head there for specific tasks and then sort of continue its default patrol.
How does
That
it
said-
send messages? How do they get messages sent?
Magic.
Well, there are many clerics and wizards. I don't understand how they do their things, but he points to Nilram. He would know.
I do know. What of the magic items? Does the White Prince not give them to even his most valuable dukes?
The arcane is a terrible thing. It's the work of Malchus, and we as children of Malchus have the unfortunate abilities to channel it and let it corrupt us and destroy us. Only with the appropriate teachings of the White Prince will someone properly control the demons inside them and be able to channel magic for the powers of good. And so
How do you
magic
explain,
items are no, they're works of the devil, the works of
How do you
Malchus.
explain Arcadia or Solemn? Wizards of Plenty over
Those
there.
shithole countries?
They're shitholes.
Really?
Have you not heard what's happening over there? Red dragons destroying countrysides, armies fighting each other and slaughtering people en masse, entire civilizations at war with each other over and over again? No, those places have fallen low, mostly due to the evil corrupting effects of magic.
I think about that. Maybe he's right, actually. Fair enough. Magic can be a bitch sometimes, trust me.
It's evil.
I nod along. Maybe it is.
He's got a point.
Yeah, he has got a point.
What of the island that Astaire himself came down and touched upon? I think you know what I speak of. Not White Sands, but... Fuck. Was it the... Oh, yeah, the Deadlands. Do you know what happened there? Why was the Deadlands smoke?
It was a dark time. The White Prince was trying to civilize the Dardannes. There were many who stood against him. It was... terrible magics had to be called forth. Astaire came forward after the White Princes fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, alone on his mountain, begging Astaire to help him civilize the lands. After 40 days and 40 nights of begging and pleading and self-flagellation, Astaire finally, in his infinite wisdom, saw the humility and need of our people, and he brought low the powers on Mon Cher. Not Mon Cher, you're talking about the other Deadlands. Brought low the rebels that lived there. Its name has been lost to history. We only call it the Deadlands now. Those monsters that lived there. Cannibals. Thieves. Pirates. The worst of the worst. They raided the White Prince's ships. They killed women and children. They sacked towns and took slaves and...
Sounds like us, Captain.
That does sound like us. They sound like pretty cool guys.
Yep.
Like... But how could this be? He looks horrified.
A wealth of knowledge. Maybe it would be too soon to sacrifice him to our friend below.
You saying that like whispering so he doesn't hear, or are you saying it in front of him?
I think, yeah, no one just says it out loud.
Well, as far as I understand it, our friend wants this guy in particular, so... As much as I'm starting to like the guy, I look over to him and I shrug and say, you know, a deal's a deal.
But you'll save Gary, right?
Listen, what did you say your name was, Duke?
A very reasonable question.
Norm will start walking over and probably go behind
I'm the
John.
Duke of Virix. That is my name and title.
Well, Duke of Virix, you're going to understand this as the day progresses. But there's another interested party in our whole little situation we've got going on here. And let's just say he's the real captain. No.
Yeah, with that, Norm will do something. He's going to take, because he's behind John, he's going to attempt to take John's scarf off.
Oh, God.
It's not a hard thing to do.
Yeah, he takes it off and he's going to say, you can see which type of magics we're dealing with now. And he'll, you know, let John speak for itself.
I give him a smile.
The Duke of Virix's face drains of all color. The children nearby scream in terror. And back through the foliage, a little bit further away, the other two members of our party who dragged the wife into the woods. And we're trying to remember how long they had to wait before killing her or torturing her or whatever it is you're going to do with her are standing. What are the two of you, Sale and Archie, up to?
What do you think?
So we took the youngest.
Well, you had the wife, I thought.
Wait,
No?
did we not take the youngest with us?
Well, then you've taken
Yeah,
Gary.
they took the youngest and the wife, yeah, I think.
Well, you've got Gary and the wife then.
Yeah,
Excellent.
so I will, rather than torture him, or do anything like that. Wait, I'm going to think about what I'm going to do here. So my thought is we could use the fact that he was willing to use a secret to save the youngest's life as another part of the manipulation. It's like, oh,
True.
look, your life wasn't worth enough for your father to try to save it. He tried to save Gary. Gary is the one who wants to live.
That is Gary.
Not like,
This is the one.
yeah, but I mean, but use that fact on another one, one of them.
Gotcha.
On the next one.
On the next
Yeah.
one.
I don't know.
Or even just like on the air. No, I guess we're not turning him against the father. No, it'd be on the next person. But then I think specifically we would keep Gary from seeing the bodies, and we would show them kind of from a distance to the mother. Maybe she screams, something like that. Oh, my children! And then we drag her back screaming as Gary comes back unharmed as well.
Okay. Cool with that, Archie?
Yeah, sounds good.
Alrighty.
After I give this guy a smile when he sees the scar on my neck. I say, like I said, you know, if it comes to letting your son live or die, maybe that's not the kind of question you should be answering here. There's worse things than death. I can test for that.
It goes quiet, as in the distance. The how would
Wife
you
screams.
characterize the sounds happening over in your area, Archie and Sale?
It's really up to how the mother reacts. Like, it could be, it depends on her relationship with her children, on her disposition. It could be a kind of a moment where she is like screaming, "My children! Oh God, what have you done to them?"
Mm-hmm,
sort of
that sounds
thing.
good.
And then we're dragging her back.
Well, I think it is the my children, as she sees like the, you know, beaten and unconscious, but maybe she can't tell that they're unconscious and not dead, you know, bodies, the cries, and then you drag her back to the rest of the party, leaving Gary alone in the woods with Sora.
No, we would bring Gary back because he was.
you Bring
he
Gary
was
back.
scared, right?
Yeah. Gary's
scared.
scared. Yeah, he's real scared. He's only 21 years old. He's very terrified.
Because we were asked not to kill him, so we're like, can we kill him now? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What have you of my captain here? What would the White Prince think?
I tie my scarf back on my neck.
I didn't follow the question.
He's asking what the White Prince would think of, like, the dead being risen.
It's an abomination.
Oh, he's not that
Completely
bad.
unacceptable. White Prince would never, not in a million the undead. Oh, he shudders.
Where-
Joking? Have you been to Sulphur Island, Duke? Is that not in your domain? What happened there? The dead rose and slayed the Kaiser family.
Brave people who have pledged to serve the White Prince beyond life, maintain a grip upon their bodies, and they serve
Is this
him.
not the same situation that I'm in here?
Absolutely not. Those are holy warriors pledged to fight for Astaire for all time. You're some sort of demonic abomination, alive
Well,
but not alive.
Now you're
What is
starting to
that?
hurt my feelings. I do
Where-
have feelings, you know.
Is his fountain of youth?
The White Prince? All his powerful possessions are atop his keep.
Which island?
It is called... No, does this island not have a name yet? How do I not have a name for this island yet?
In the deep lore.
It is called Tumas.
Umas. Sea captain exists.
He didn't deny it.
Well, I don't know don't know the inner workings of the White Prince's things, but if it's something of power, something of importance, if there's a fountain of youth, any of those things, it would be here.
There is one. We've seen it. Or we've spoke to someone who's seen it. Your White Prince is nothing more than a decrepit old husk. No more unnaturally alive than I.
He will describe to you the nature of this island on the inner ring. This is Tumas over here. This is the capital city. It's not the largest city in the Dardanelles. The largest city in the Dardanelles is over here. This is Halfport Bay. But this is what is known as the dockyard. This is where all of the great shipbuilding happens. Lumber is harvested from these trees over here and floated down along with the current, and then building huge ships, all the ships over here. This mountain is where the White Prince lives. There's a fortress at the bottom, and in theory, there's like a castle or a keep or some sort of like shrine or tower. There's some sort of structure at the top of the mountain where the White Prince lives and works and has all of his like stuff. And it is on this mountain where at the end of the year, everyone gathers at the start of winter to go like do their rituals of memorizing spells, exchanging information, getting new instructions for the rest of the year, learning beacons. That whole like month-long ceremony that they do is held here on this mountain for most of the wizards and most of the clerics and many of the inquisitors, and all of the high-ranking people gather once a year here. And this is the mountain that he's talking about where the White Prince would have, if he has a Fountain of Youth, it's on this mountain. Probably at the peak.
We did see it on a mountain, right? That's what the girl said.
Don't remember. I remember the vision.
It was.
Yeah. There it is.
Okay, well, whilst this is happening, let's keep dragging away the kids.
All right.
Yep.
What did we do with Gary? Did we torture him and beat him unconscious, or?
No, we just returned him in good health because he was the one who was protected, right?
Kind of, but yeah.
Oh, for now. Excellent.
Okay, Gary gets to come back. Okay.
Well, I thought that was the plan. Was just dragging him away for a
No, it's perfect. The Duke sighs and runs over and tries to hug Gary if you'll let him. Son, my boy, you're alive.
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect.
Yep, we'll pick a new one.
Seems like your luck's in, Gary. You must have answered the questions correctly.
Gary looks to Larry, Sherry, and Carrie, his older brother and two older sisters.
Archie, take the girl next.
There's two
Archie will
girls,
take the
Archie.
girl.
There's two of them.
Pick which one you like the most.
I look at John weirdly. I look at their fists, and I take the one with the larger fists.
That's gonna be Sherry. Sherry is bigger of the two. She's older, she's taller, she's heavier set, she's got like nice meaty palms and hands, big fists that if she wasn't like, a gentle castle girl, could probably beat the shit out of someone, but they're, soft and tender. They've never seen a hard day's work. There's no cuts or scars or calluses on them. She probably does a lot of really fine needlework. That sort of soft, gentle hands. And Sherry is dragged off into the woods.
Yep.
Why does a stare not heed your prayers? I ask the Duke. I'm sure you've asked him multiple times to smite us.
I have sinned. I'm a sinner. I've done terrible things. When the White Prince came for Mary to give all the children the test, I knew that she would do well, and I didn't want to lose her. I didn't want her to vanish and never come back. So I taught her to fail the tests. And Nastair knows it in my heart that I'm just a common sinner.
My.
Is she wise or is she smart?
She's wise. She would have made a fine cleric. My
Is
other
she
son
too
Larry could have made a wizard, but the man, well, he's got the Inquisitor said he has got the gift, but he doesn't have the aptitude. But Mary, she would made a fine cleric. I couldn't live without my first daughter. Who will take care of me when I'm old?
Maybe we are a stairs reckoning then. Humble servants, I looked at the captain.
That's right. Maybe that's why I've been brought back. Perhaps it was a stair that brought me back to exact punishment. Just
sinners.
punishment
on the sinners on this island.
This seems to check with his worldview. Oh my god, it's my fault. It's all my fault. Oh, Mary, I'm sorry. I should have let them take you.
About how wise would you say Mary is?
I'm pleased with that. That's funny.
What? Huh? How would one quantify wisdom?
With a test, of course.
Let's just say you put it between 3 and 18.
Yeah, if you just had to roll a dice. Yeah, what would you?
I wouldn't know how to make such judgments. I'm a simple duke. I oversee farmlands and the distribution of food.
Understood.
Say, Duke, if I were to rob blind the treasuries of one of these islands in the Outer Rim, where would you say I should go first to gain the most loot? Where am I going to find magic, gold, silver, precious gems? Where'd you keep it all?
Mine. Virix.
Where were they? Where were the gems? Where was the gold?
Yeah.
You saw it. Did you not gather it all?
Yeah, no, I think we did gather. We must have gathered it all. Okay.
If that's all you had, then my friend, you're one of the poorest dukes of all. Maybe the most pious. I salute you, because when we sacked Jamuba, no, it was lies. There was 10,000 gold, 2,000 gems. The White Prince must have thought better of them.
Perhaps you are Duke in name only.
What?
Maybe the White Prince already knows of your sins.
He looks dumbfounded, perplexed. That can't be.
Maybe we're fucking with the wrong guy here.
Maybe this guy doesn't know anything.
The Duke of Virix. I oversaw political. I oversaw the Jamuban, the rise of the conscript sent. I've been in charge for decades.
And what happened to the conscript you sent?
Slaughtered. Everyone died.
What were they there for? What were they going for? To turn the island?
Rebels on Jamuba kept uprising. They kept insisting that we leave them alone, that we return them to the ways of before the White Prince, a century back. They wanted to go backwards. The fools.
Don't worry, we handled them too.
Wait, Jamuba's the island where we overthrew the leadership, right?
Yeah, but we made the rebels fucking hate us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is he? How recent are you talking here?
6 months back.
The time that we went, yeah.
He's talking about
3 months back.
Yeah.
What happened with them?
I don't know. The ship went. We never heard from them again. Another ship was sent. They saw the wreckage. They landed on the coast. They talked to the people. They said...
Gnome smiles.
They said lightning struck from the sky and sank the ship. Very similar to the lightning that the White Prince uses to banish his enemies. Turned against them. Everyone died.
Nice.
If I roll a that 20, can lightning strike down thematically right now?
Yeah, do it. Go on. That's good.
You roll a natural 20.
Damn.
Yeah, I know that part of the story. I was there. But what about afterwards? After we killed the White Prince's cleric and sank his ship and liberated his island from the clutches of his oppressive regime, what happened next to Jamuba?
I sent word to the White Prince of what had happened. He said that the matter would rest in his hands, that I need not worry myself about it anymore, that he would see the terrors of the Outer Rim vanquished in the new year.
How did you send word?
Message on a boat? The fastest boat? Straight to the Inner Ring?
What was the fastest boat? Your fastest boat or the fastest boat in all of the Dardanelles?
The fastest boat I have access to, obviously. I mean, the fastest boat I have access to.
I take no offense.
He's not done anything yet, right? I say to Nora.
I shrug. Maybe it's time for us to take our pillaging and fun to the middle ring.
Perhaps. I was hoping that the White Prince would see sense and release his grip on my islands out here and leave us be.
Your islands?
Yes. My islands. His islands. Certainly not your islands. Certainly not the White Prince's islands. Definitely not Gary's islands, I say, looking at him.
How could you even... What do you even want of us? You clearly don't want to build society. What, are you going to pillage everything and destroy it all? Burn it to the ground? For what?
Just the order, the guards, the taxes.
I know what happened on Monshare.
And then what? The people living on the harder islands just starve to death because there's no commerce, there's no structure, there's no resupply ships going around? You want to return this to the barbaric lands that it was before, filled with chaos and anarchy? You want monsters to...
Chad.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Yeah.
The Crab Strait's doing just fine after we handled that island.
Yeah,
the
I
goblins
think...
have their own island. The order's restored.
Lord Virix, I think you misunderstand the situation here. The White Prince will be gone. Astaire will be gone. But he'll be replaced by something new, something bolder, something greater, something
What?
ancient and old.
What?
Oh, you'll know soon enough.
What is it?
Say it,
See
Captain.
him. Perhaps you'd like to visit the side of the ocean with me and I could show you myself.
He looks to the sea. Looks to the lagoon. He looks to you. He looks to his children. At least Gary will survive it. And he gets to his feet.
Okay. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Noram, watch them.
Yeah,
gonna
Norm will
march
watch
the-
him. Norm's smiling. He's like, "Hey, it ain't me this time."
I'm gonna march the Duke to the ocean. Slowly. And as he gets to the edge of it, I'm gonna kick him forward so he falls onto his knees. Into the water. I say, crawl in. Tell me what you see.
I take his ring.
He crawls towards the water. Did you take him to the ocean or to the lagoon?
The ocean.
Okay. Yeah, the waves are sort of crashing down on the seashore here. Small waves for right now. The Duke, on his hands and knees, crawls into the water. So the waves are crashing just before him and then sloshing up past his hands and knees. Throws a look over his shoulder at you.
Now's your chance. Beg for forgiveness. Perhaps your pathetic life can be saved. I shout as I step back away from the coast.
He begs to Astaire for forgiveness.
I whisper to myself. I'll say, perhaps you can show him a piece of your power, Rohi. And I'll take a few steps back.
Where is Sail?
I don't know, he's in the forest, Nico.
I am in the forest with the daughter that we took away.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn to get fucked over.
Do you want to know what I'm doing with her?
Well, John cannot quite call Rohi like you can.
No.
So I'm wondering if you are there to help John with this, or if John is
No, I don't think so. I'm not
playing
hoping
with
to
the
get
guy.
him dragged into the ocean. Maybe there'll be a flick of a tentacle or something because I said the word.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Said the word, and that should invoke the magics. But there
He
is
got
no
real
sign.
mad when I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Must be a me thing.
There's no
Okay.
no sign.
After a few moments, I see the guy turning and looking back to me. I walk back over to him, and I say, "Did you see it?"
He shakes his head. No. What is it? What's in
Perhaps you're
there?
not worthy.
You need me to do it, Captain?
No, Nilrim. Perhaps
Okay.
we'll have to wait for sail. On your feet. Let's go. We'll be ready soon.
You head back inland, and this is going to be where we're going to take our first break. You've tortured 2 of the children. You've captured all of them. The Duke is willing to spill all his secrets.
Yeah, he really
When we come
is.
back from our break, we'll see what happens to the rest of the Virix family. And see you on the other side. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Our party has these poor, innocent nobles from Virix. The Duke, his wife, and his children. They've got them captured. They've got some good information out of them, but it's probably time to move on from this. What are we going to do about it all?
So, with the assistance of Sora and the next daughter, the conversation will go roughly like this. I'll say, is this who you thought your father was? Who would refuse to work with someone purely out of loyalty to his masters, who don't even respect him, okay? They leave him in charge of a tiny island with no grandeur, no beauty, and he refuses to protect his own children in favor of his one favorite child, leaving the rest of you to death. We didn't kill your brothers. They're alive. We just wanted to show you the man your father truly was. And I'll bring her into the clearing where the two brothers... Is it two? Or is it just the brother and the sister that are knocked out?
The brother and the sister that are knocked out.
Yeah. So I'll show her that. And then we will, with the aid of Archie and Sora, we will pick them up and bring them back towards the rest of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll kind of give the same speech to the rest of the remaining children. I'll say, now you know who your father truly is. He wouldn't act to protect his own children. All we wanted was for him to work with us and look at the man that he truly is. And then I will get Archie, I'll ask Archie to drag him out to the ocean, and I will cast Turn Undead on him. And hopefully he gets torn asunder by tentacles.
Archie will fucking drag him on one leg and throw him like he's feeding him to the gators.
He tosses, hits the waves, splashes once, falls underneath. Rohi is called. From the water, the dark arms of Rohi reach out, drag the man. He flails once, getting to the surface for a gasping breath before he's pulled under and vanishes into the water.
Can anybody see what it is? Is it like tentacles? Is it...
There's like, you know, he's trying to surface, and you can see that there's something like darkly purple wrapped around his leg, and then just like pulled under with a spout of water splashing above. It's hard to tell.
Yep. And then
Something.
I'll relay to the party the plan. We spent enough time with these guys. I think we've done enough convincing. So I get them all lined up on the edge of the beach and basically give them the story. It's like, your father failed to save your lives, but you can save your own lives. Accept my God into your heart, and you will survive. Refuse, and you will join the drowned. Forever scraping the bottom of the ocean, making friends with crabs and the unknown depths. And then we will go down the line and essentially do the sacrificial ritual to see who is willing to save their own lives.
Are you doing this in front of all of them? So like each person, when they say what they'll be willing to do, must say it in front of their family?
Yes, essentially.
Well, you take Larry, second oldest child, the one that had the gift to be a mage, but did not have the aptitude to be the mage. It's not a particularly smart lad. Larry, dragged out in front, given these options and shown this information, looks to the five of you. So you've got Sora with you. Goes, I never really liked the White Prince. I didn't like the Inquisitors. They were mean to me, and Father's always talked down to me. I always knew he was a shitter. Is that right? Did I say the right thing?
I'll kind of like nod approvingly, like, not bad. Let's just hope it's good enough, and then I'll kick him
See if
into
you
the
felt it
water
in your heart. Yeah.
Kick him in the water.
and see if he survives the judgment.
He does. He splashes in the water. The waves crash over him. He claws his way back to shore, like coughing, hacking. Clearly, he hasn't fully drowned yet. He just like splashed into the water and was let go.
All right. Well done. You get to live. We'll take the next person.
As he walks out of the water, I'll like hold a hand out and like beckon him towards the three of us, not Sail, but me, Nilram, and Archie, for him to take his place alongside us with the worthy.
Sherry's
I give him a
next.
nod.
You bring her out to the water. She looks defiantly at you. May Astaire have mercy on your souls.
May the drowned one have none on you.
She gets kicked into the water and is never seen from again. Carrie's up next. She gets to the water, brave face on, no jittering, no fear, like solid, firm look. She composes herself properly, puts her back to the sea, looks to the five of you, looks to Larry. You traitor, she says, and then lets herself fall backwards into the water and is quickly grabbed by dark things and dragged off into the sea and never seen from again. Now what we got left is Gary, the kid that you hinted you would leave alive, and the two unconscious ones, Barry and Mary, and the wife.
They've not waken up,
Ducats.
is that because they've just been tortured too badly?
Yeah, and they were choked unconscious, so like you could probably wake them up
okay.
or wait a few minutes to wake them up or whatever, but presently they're...
Okay, we'll come to them last. It's alright.
Gary gets to the water's edge. But you promised Dad! You promised Dad and you'd let me go!
I'll turn to Nilram and I'll say, I didn't make a promise.
But you promised! And then in the water he goes. He flounders. He crawls to the shore. His hands dig deep in the sand, but the tentacles grab him by the legs.
Oh, no.
And all
Nilram
that's
will hold out
left...
his hand and then like pull it back.
Give him one of those.
All that's left are these like long hand claw marks in the sand that quickly fade away as the water laps up and down again as he's pulled into the waves. Next
Then the Whisper.
is Lady Virix and the two unconscious ones. What do
We
you...
will spend some time waking them up.
They eventually
yeah.
come to, yeah.
Yep. We'll let the mother fill them in on what happened.
Yeah, we need to reiterate the deal we're making here, basically, with them.
It's okay, children. We're going to a better place now. You'll see your father soon.
You don't have to see him. You can choose to join us.
Tell them about what they see afterwards, John.
Well, I'm not sure what you three have done in your life, but perhaps you don't deserve a fate quite like mine yet. But let's just say, death is the least of your worries if you end up down there.
Barry gets to his feet near the water's edge, and he looks at the party. And then, like, he looks past you,
Yeah,
and then he starts waving his hand wildly at something in the distance.
I'd take a look.
He throws himself at Nilram as soon as Nilram turns around, and he tries to choke Nilram to death. Here we go.
Oh, shit.
1d20 plus 0 plus 2 for back attack. Huzzah! He doesn't get anywhere near Nilram. You hear him coming. You turn around. You can, quickly dodge the attack, or however you want to deal with this guy. There's 5 of you. There's 1 of him, and you've got Archie.
Yeah.
So
I think, we give Archie the nod to, like, drag him and
Drag
kick him
him,
into the ocean.
Yep, I will drag him to the ocean again by his ankle.
and Barry is
Barry,
gone.
Barry.
Gone to the seas.
And now there's only the
You want-
daughter and the mother?
Yes. Poor Larry's standing by, kind of dumb, looking at what's going on, sniffling a little bit, not really seeming to fully comprehend what's happening here.
I'll turn.
No
to
mother
Lady
should have to
Durex.
see all of her children die. Maybe send her next.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I turn to her and say, "You're not gonna leave Larry in charge on his own, are you?" And then I'll get her brought out to the water.
Larry's a good boy.
Well, he
His
could
heart's
use
in the
his
right
mother.
place. I would never, not in a million years, denounce our Lord and Savior, the White Prince, or his holy deity, Astaire, the god who has given us so much and protected us for so long. Not even if it means my death would I turn him down.
You
Would I
hear that,
deny him?
Larry? Your mother's abandoning you, and I throw her in the water.
And there she goes. Leaving just Mary, who looks at the lot of you.
I heard you could have been a great cleric, Mary.
Perhaps
I'm
now's your
already
time to
wanted
serve.
by the White Prince in that way.
Maybe now you'll be wanted by him. Good luck.
I don't suppose there's a way out of this?
Renounce the White Prince. Honestly proclaim that you will fight against him, and consider taking an offer.
I guess this one will be different. I urge you to look at what he shows you and make your decision then.
I don't know who this he is, but I denounce
see
the
soon
White
enough.
Prince. I denounce the White Prince. I denounce Astaire. I can't swim. I would stay with you on dry land and serve as my brother's assistant if you would have him take over, or if you would prefer a more capable ruler in his stead.
I mean, no one will start escorting her to the water. I think this
Yeah,
is what
I'm
happens.
She
afraid
kind
this
of
part
digs
is
in her heels a
non-negotiable.
little bit and goes, no, 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 not the water, please, please, anything but I have a fear of water, please, please.
Don't worry. If you renounce
your
the White
minds.
Prince, you won't need
Astaire's
to
a monster?
swim.
I don't love him. The White Prince
This
is a
is all
fool.
very good. This will work very well in your favor as
No,
we
no, no, no,
shove
no,
her
no,
into
no,
the
no,
water.
no. She digs in hard. Please, please, not the water. Anything but that. Anything you want. She looks at you with big pleading eyes. Anything you need.
I'll enlarge John so you can take her out.
Okay, I'll take her.
Maybe
Okay.
7 bigger or something.
I'll grow then. And I come and take her by the waist and kind of fireman's lift her. And I'll say to her, don't worry, I'll make sure you get where you need to be.
Well,
And I take her into the water, but a little bit out.
in
and
she's
then-
tossed.
Yeah, but I stand close-ish.
And out
Not
she's
so close.
dragged by Rohi. Dragged into the sea, never to be seen again.
Damn.
I guess
Yeah,
she was
we're
lying. I stomp as a giant back towards the shore.
Larry looks at you. Does that mean I won?
What did he show you?
You did.
Who? What? Huh?
I don't think everyone gets shown, but he
Understood,
gets judged.
You've been judged well, Larry. By what metric? None of us are the wiser, but by some metric at least.
Here's the story. We attacked. You were all taken. You were all killed, but you managed to escape.
The last surviving member of your family.
I did? How did I escape?
Perhaps,
Smile.
who's the one that tried to attack Sale?
That was Barry.
Your brother Barry, heroically at the last moment, attacked us, distracting us, allowed you to run down the beach until you found a stray rowboat and managed to make escape back to Virix.
I'll sort of
Wow.
I want to make a signal to the party that we should have a more private chat without Larry in the mix.
Yes.
So I think Larry is a simple boy. So if we send him back, we should send him back with someone credible, intelligent, who can essentially act as his regent. He gives us legitimacy on the island, being the heir, the sole remaining heir of the duchy, while we maintain
Yes.
de facto control. And I'll look at Sora and say, I don't know if she'll be recognized. We could send her.
Does it seem to anyone else like Barry's under a spell? Like he's very suggestible right now? Or do you think he's just really that daft?
I think he's just daft.
You know,
These nobilities, they intermingle their families, and every now and again you get one with a dull skull.
I'll yell out, Larry, slap yourself. He immediately does it. Okay. I shrug to the captain. Either way, it seems like it'll work in our favor. We tell him a story, it seems like he'll stick to it. How are we going to get him to rule, though?
We get Sora to do it. Sales right, that's a good idea. Install a
Oh.
puppet.
We'll
But,
have to make Sora less recognized. She'll have to get an outfit and stuff changed, yeah.
Yeah. There'll be ways to do that back at that keep, I assume.
We have the breastplates and stuff. Let's just see if we can find the one kind of fits Sora. Get her fully outfitted in Virix gear. Give her like a little change.
Mm-hmm.
If that's fine.
The only question I have is, do we want to have Sora around as a secondary character for me, or do we want to just use him for this? Like, as in, if
We
something
should
were
use
to
her for
happen,
this
say,
because all the other secondary characters are low level.
Okay, fair.
And on Sulphur Island. I think Sora this is perfect. Her being here. I mean, she's the only one who can do this right now, so.
We were gonna put her on Sulphur Island as like a bodyguard anyway, so this is perfect, yeah.
We do need to give Larry some indication of like what's going on there. Like we should probably tell him that there is a god under the sea in opposition to Aster, and we're working with them to see the downfall of the White Prince. Because
I think Larry will just listen to Sora, and Sora will handle it all.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll tell Larry a story. Like, Sora is the one who protected you. She saved your life. She's here to help you and rule with you. Your brother with his dying breath said that Sora is the one to protect you, etc. Yeah.
It's a lot to remember, but okay.
We'll have to
I'll
trust
I'll
Sora
speak up to him.
iron out
I'll
the
say
details.
everything Sora says goes, and everything goes through Sora. Is that too much to understand?
She's in charge?
She's in charge, but you don't tell anyone that.
So I take over and she does all the work. I just
Exactly. Yeah.
doesn't
You
sound
get
so
to do
bad.
whatever you want. That's great.
It's been a great day for Larry.
Okay.
Congratulations, Larry. You can probably pick any wife on Virix. It's a
My
wondrous
lord.
day for you. Yeah, my lord.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
Actually, no offense to our new Duke here, but I'm sick of talking to this family.
Dimwit.
Let's get him back to their castle and get the fuck out of here.
And with that, he's gone. You can sail back, drop him off at the town. They can walk their way back, and then you can head to your home, head back to the island.
Yeah. We've not role played it exactly, but we speak to Sora and make sure this is the outline of the
understands.
story. You saved Larry. There was a distraction. His brothers died making a distraction. He's the only one who escaped. Come up with something believable.
Mm-hmm.
Because
She's
they're
got
gonna
it.
Head
laugh.
bodyguard now. Yeah, she's not a dummy.
Yeah. Sora is a sharp cookie.
Yeah.
Do we want to go back to our islands? We want to go back to Sulphur Island because we need to drop off all the shit. And on the way, can we just pillage? If we see anything, we can take it. We need more ships.
Yeah, we need more ships. That was one thing we were going to do.
So-
But all the ships are in the town, which we've not really ransacked. But
Yeah.
what about the town on the left, Neil? Was there any ships in there? The little fishing village that we first landed in.
There were some small fishing boats.
Nothing worth taking them. Okay.
Yeah, well,
On our
if we
way
take
back,
a
yeah.
look over at this place here, we can see that there's a whole bunch of like little villages. Like you sailed out down this river, and there were boats here, and there were boats here. These are mostly fishing boats. These are mostly fishing boats. This has a pier capable of having like merchant ships that come through. And when you're dropping them off there, there is indeed a merchant-looking vessel here that flies the flag of the White Prince. It doesn't
It just
have
it
White
messes
Prince's
with our
soldiers on
timeline.
it.
It messes with our timeline of events if we take this ship now, doesn't it?
No, but I'm saying you're dropping Sora and Larry off.
No, I know that's what I'm saying. But like Sora and Larry have like fled from us when we've already
Yeah, we
left.
can't be there when they're back. So we'll
Right,
leave that,
well
and
then.
on our way back, on our way around, I guess we just roll some dice to see if we find any ships.
Mm-hmm.
On our way back to Silver
Yeah.
Island. Yeah.
People saying in chat, and I think I remember this as well. Was there not like a couple of craftsmen that we were going to pick back up from the little fishing village on the
From
left?
the fishing village, there was, yeah.
You did have some of those, yeah.
A carpenter
So let's
and
see
a
if we can
thatch
pick them
maker?
up, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll grab them. And yeah, Norm's right. If we see any ships along the way that look rife, we'll
Okay.
take one because we want to grab. Brophy needs his own ship.
Yep.
Mhm.
Alright, we
well, the
pick up
problem with
carpenter and the-
grabbing a ship is going to be manning it, right? You'd need to like push the crew into your service, essentially.
Well, not necessarily. We can do a bit of that, but we've got the drums. You know, we could magic bottle our ship.
Yeah.
And then drum the new ship to get it back to
Do we
Brophy.
have? Sorry about that. Do we have one more magic bottle on hand?
I still have the magic bottle. The bottle doesn't get used in the casting. I've just been reusing it, but I do have one more long ship in a bottle. So yes, I
Right,
have
okay.
one more casting of that.
Great.
And then I'm gonna have to make more.
Great. Well then, you can do that. And sure enough, as we sail around the outer rim, you will see.
Did we pick up the craftsman?
Yeah, you pick up
Is
the
that fine?
craftsman.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. You will see some vessels worthy of your interest, but that will happen on the other side of our break. We'll be back soon with a little bit more Tides of Death.
Sweet.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Our party is setting off, setting sail for the outer rim. No more of this talking with prisoners and making sacrifices. Back to the good old sea spray in your face, the wind
Archie's
at your
so
back.
excited. Except he can't feel the sea spray on his face, but he's still hyped.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Our plan when we see a boat, I'll talk to the crew. It's gonna be hard to catch people. We can't damage the boat, so we can't just lightning bolt them from a range. So here's what we should do, I think. Let's throw up flags. Our keel's fucked. Need help. Urgent.
I like it.
Yeah. Once they get
The
close enough.
old classic bait.
When they
Good
get
thinking,
close enough, I'll throw a rope over, lasso it up, and we can climb aboard.
The first vessel you see that's worth a damn out here is a small merchant ship. It's parked. I should say parked. It's anchored right outside of a little town. It looks like the town's got maybe a really shitty docking area because there's cargo being moved by skiff from the small merchant vessel to the shore and back. Or actually, it's the other way.
yeah.
There's cargo being moved from the shore to the small merchant vessel that is just sitting sort of anchored off of this island.
It's like they
Captain.
want that ship stolen.
Flag them and ask them what their goods are.
Do we even need to flag them? If they're anchored, why don't we just roll up on them?
They could unanchor, but what I'm saying is you flag them, ask them what their goods are. They say it's this. Then we just say, oh, we're interested. Can we come trade? Then we go over there. Complete no suspicion, no running.
Why don't we just pull into the town and just fucking go on board? I feel like it is a bit weird to be like,
You're the
oh,
captain.
what goods are you guys? Yeah, let's just... We sail up to the fucking ship.
All right. You make your way towards the ship. The skiff is on its way out there. You can see someone on board the ship. A woman, long flowing black hair, pulls out her eyeglass and looks in your direction, and then immediately, after a brief pause, starts waving to people, and you see a whole slew of flags rising up on their mast saying, pirates, danger, help. And you can see.
Why do they think they're pirates?
Wait, why do they think we're pirates?
We're not flying a pirate flag.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
It
Well,
might have
we'll
to
see,
do with
man.
your ghostly rowers.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, that's true,
Probably
yeah.
the phantom rowers. Yeah. Now that you're thinking about it, that's definitely it. The flags run up, and you can see in town near the little dock there, some other, flags run up, which say, help is on the way. And soldiers of the White Prince start hopping in little skiffs and making their way out to the boat.
I
But you're
talked
going to
to
get
Sam.
there first.
Yeah, I
You're
talked
gonna
to Sail. Can you just lightning bolt the small ships that are coming?
Oh, yeah, the little skiffs.
Is Sail there? I can't tell if he's...
Sorry,
No,
I zoned the fuck out.
No, you're good. Small little ships are coming up to the big ship in a while. Do you want to just start casting your lightning bolt spell and just pick them off in the water?
Well,
Yep,
you're
I
moving
will.
at full speed. You know how Sail's got. You know the little boat is. How do you say? It's not a very stable casting platform when you're going full speed at this ship
Fine.
trying to catch it. But that doesn't mean there's not ways to do these things. It's just up to Sail how he wants to rule it.
I would probably I would use my trigonometry abilities, and I would tie a rope around the mast and then on each side around my waist, so I'm stabilized.
Pull yourself in 3 directions. Tie yourself to the mast. Cast the spell. It takes 10 minutes to get off, and then 1 bolt every 10 minutes thereafter.
Is it every 10 minutes or every 1 minute?
Every 10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Every 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Our party approaches the vessel. You can see that there's not a lot in terms of armaments aboard, but there are some people with
I've got a-
sticks.
Big question as well. Is there anybody on the nest egg or whatever, the top thing?
The crow's nest. No.
The crow's nest. Okay. Archie, do you want to do the plan?
Let's do it.
All right, I grab Archie and I dimension door Archie and myself to the crow's nest.
Oh shit.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Is there enough landing room? Do you need space? That sounds actually like it's fine.
He's an
you
18 and
carry that
wizard,
much
so
weight?
yeah, I can carry that much weight because I dimension doored me and someone. Yeah, I can. We've done the math. But I'll tell you
Allows
again.
for no error and arrives exactly at the spot desired, whether by simply visualizing the area or stating
Yeah.
a direction. Okay.
Or half that amount of living matter, so
It's 250 pounds.
250 pounds.
Yeah,
and
no,
we
it's-
agreed Archie is less than that.
Yep. If it's just Archie in his clothes and his brass knuckles without any of his
All it
gear,
is,
yep.
baby.
Well then,
So we teleport
two
up
of
there and
you-
we reel for 1 round.
you spend a round sort of like holding on to your shit as you're like up on the top of this mast that's weaving back and forth, and you hold on tight. And you can see down below, there's a whole bunch of folks. They haven't even noticed that you've appeared there. And they've got, sticks with like little hooks on the end or like little U-shapes on the end. And these are pretty classic anti-boarding things. The height of the merchant ship sits quite a bit above the water level. And so your vessel, you're going to have to like climb up, and they're going to be able to like shove people off the side of the ship and just keep them from climbing up, hopefully shoving them into the water. Maybe they drown, maybe they just get lost, maybe the ships pull apart. They can also use these long sticks to push vessels away from them to create space. Great anti-boarding things. You don't need to even risk yourself in hand-to-hand combat. They don't see you up on the mast. You just
As
vanish from
Archie
sight.
starts climbing down, I enlarge him. 70%.
Yes. Big man Archie is going to be the first one on the decks as the other ship, the long ship, pulls right alongside. It seems to me that without the two of you, Captain John's got to be manning the drums, Sail's casting the spells.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't need the drums
If
anymore,
anything,
right?
yeah. If anything,
Well,
I don't
you need
know,
the-
even if
You need
I
propulsion,
drop
right?
once we pull up alongside.
Well, here's my question. You need someone to power the ship with the drums. You need someone to steer the ship.
Yeah.
I don't
with-
think we care about the drums and being close to them anymore. I don't think these two are going to do any boarding. Sail is going to cast his spells. Captain John is just going to kind of be there, and Archie and I are going to handle the rest. I think.
All right. So
I'll prepare things so I can climb up after the battle's won. Yeah.
So it sounds to me like when you're within range with the dimension door, the two of you teleport onto the ship, and then your boarding vessel, your long ship that you've been using, just sort of sits in the water while Sail casts his spell because Archie's not powering the drums and John's not manning the rudder anymore. He's just getting ready for things, maybe taking down the mast.
It carries its momentum, but yeah, it kind of sits. I agree.
Yes. As the two of you come down the mast, you can hear the people on
No, it
board
doesn't
sort of
come
like.
down.
Fine. Archie comes down the mast, you can hear the people below sort of cheering. The pirates have stopped. They've stopped approaching. It's over. We've got them. And here come our reinforcements as the dark storm clouds gather overhead. You're the first one on the deck, Archie. In fact, the only one on the deck. There are
I'm rolling into initiative as well.
8 sailors here. They turn as your massive girth hits the deck. They've got their long poles out. Their eyes go wide with fear. This 12-foot man is standing before them.
Oh shit.
70% larger.
And
So
they've got a really long stick.
Yeah, like a
Repair
10-foot.
themselves.
He's essentially an ogre is on their boat, and they've got their sticks out.
Yeah, Archie makes an ogre look pretty small at this point.
Yeah, he does.
Ogre's like 9-10 feet.
Yeah, but Archie is only 70% larger off of 6 feet, so I don't know
Okay,
what the math is
okay.
there.
I cast magic missile as well at the leader lady, the one with the
Ah.
spyglass.
Yeah.
I'll do 3 at her and 1 at just some random person. So 3d4
Well, Archie?
plus 3. Oh, sorry.
What do you? Wow. I
Oh
see that
my
you've
word.
you're rolling in
Wow.
already and doing
Nice.
damage already.
Yep.
So Nilram obliterates the woman with the spyglass, the captain. She goes head over heels over the rail, splashes into the water, never to be seen from again. Another magic missile rips apart a crew member. They've got their long sticks. They see Archie. They're all much slower than you, Archie. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna fucking punch them in the face, Neil.
Please roll me some face punching dice.
Oh
You-
no, these guys have literally got so little hope, it's not even funny.
This one guy, his face caves in. He dies on the spot.
Other
Three.
guy. Boom.
I
Second
think there's
person,
a 5% chance for them to not die.
you crack him in the face. Yeah, well, you rolled a 3. There's no way anyone's patching his wounds. 8 points of damage to him. He goes down in a hump of flesh. The remaining people, well, they're definitely not going to fight you. Those that can swim throw themselves overboard and swim for safety. Those that cannot swim run below decks, dropping their long sticks and locking the door behind them as they go. The deck of the ship is yours. And
That
now,
was quick.
yeah, it was a really fast one. It's just a little merchant vessel. And what are you going to do against one Archie? Now those
You're not going to do
those,
anything.
those white prince's soldiers and a couple of knights are coming across the water. It took them a little while to gather and get in their skiff and start rowing across. So well before they reach the vessel out here, Sails Call Lightning finishes off. And you can see there's 2 skiffs. Each one has 5 guardians and 1 knight on them.
I'm gonna roll in as well.
What
I
would you like to
will
do?
Take aim
Oh.
and
I will
obliterate
roll, so.
the closest one that I can see, whichever.
The lead
makes good time.
vessel, yes. Would you roll your lightning damage, please? And it does AoE damage, doesn't it? It's like a...
Oh, it's a 10-foot radius, 360 yards, and it's
Yeah. So that's everybody on this little skiff is going to take...
98. Is it?
Let me know how far the other skiff is too, because if it's within 110 yards, Nilram's gonna cast his lightning bolt.
Well, let's see the
Yep.
first 44 damage. That knight, in theory, could roll enough HP to survive.
Good night.
In theory. Oh, no, not even on a pass save would he survive this one. The whole skiff is obliterated by a single lightning blast, thrown to pieces. The dark storm clouds overhead roll with thunder and lightning. You know, the sound sort of echoes across the land here. The other skiff, your range is 110 yards.
Yep.
They are 200 yards offshore. Yeah, they're well within 110 yards by now.
27. They have a save.
They...
I would do it over the whole ship if possible. It's a
Yeah,
skiff.
I think from your positioning, you angle like down towards the vessel, and you'll strike through it and rip the vessel to shreds. It's just a little skiff; it can't survive a lightning bolt like that. The knight on board will pass his save and flounder in the water, dropping his sword, dropping his gear, and swimming back towards shore, away from all of this.
Can I do something else?
Yeah, he's 50 yards from you, so
Gonna magic missile him.
yeah, that'll do it. That'll bring him down. I'm certain.
14.
Yeah. He's dead. His body floats on the surface with the
I
tide.
don't let those knights live. Cool.
But Archie, you're on the boat. You know that there are at least 5 more sailors here who have locked themselves in the vessel, and the other sailors who are swimming to shore freely. And you're on the boat. What are you gonna do?
Probably try to. They locked the door, huh?
They locked the door.
Remind me again how these open doors checks work.
Well, if you open doors check it, you'll basically be busting the door down. You know, it would
Yes.
ruin the door on this new vessel. And this one, you heard
That's
a
carpentry, I
bar
can
like
fix it.
slide across it. That's true. So it's got like a nice heavy reinforced bar. So you're gonna need.
The problem is probably the door, not just the bar. He could probably smash through the door depending on it. He has brass knuckles, right? I know we're getting out of the spirit of the rules, I guess. Here.
Yeah, given time, Archie can probably bash his
Eventually
way
get
through
through
the
it, yeah.
door. It depends on. It's just a matter of speed, you know. So if you want to just knock down the door, you would need a. Well, it's barred. So you would need 18-99 strength to knock it down. You just have to break down the individual boards on the door. It's too well held.
I see. So there's no way I can get in.
Oh, there's the hatch that goes down into the hold. But that might just, they might bar themselves in a deeper area. And there's no idea what could be down that hatch. There could be a tiger in a box down there.
What's going on, Archie? You get him?
They lock themselves in the ship. I don't know. There's a hatch that goes down. What do you want to do?
Let me just come down real quick.
All right.
Norm will come down.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cast knock,
Ah, yes.
and I'll tell Archie to just run in.
It unlatches itself very quickly. And Archie can easily... Well, actually, you're very tall now, Archie. You're 10 feet tall or 9 feet tall or something. You're not really going to fit inside the ship anymore. It's kind of awkward, but it's open, and you can look in, and you can see 4 people standing at the back of this hallway, staring at you as the door sort of like... poof, and the thing comes off, and the door slides open. And they point, and they scream, and they flee deeper within the ship. And then you can hear some pounding of wood and some things being like locked against each other. The distinct sound of a hammer on nails as they are locking, like barricading
Normal.
themselves in a room.
Normal call out. Come out. We need you to man the ship. We're not going to kill you. The ones who do not come out, I will kill, however. You can see with my magics, I can get in anywhere I want. You have 1 minute.
The door begins to pry. The boards begin to pry off. You can hear the of someone working the backside of a hammer as boards pop off. And then the inside door opens, and walking out are 5 sailors, hands above their heads.
All right,
Nice.
come on. What's in that lash? I'll point.
The hold
I know.
will restore the stuffs.
All
sir?
right, get this ship over to the captain. I pointed.
You killed the captain.
You have a new captain now. His name's John Winters. We're the Crimson Fist. Nice to meet you.
Oh my god.
While this is going on, so I'm kind of standing next to Sail as he's casting his spell. Are we done with all of the knights on the ship? So they all dealt with?
They're all dead.
Yeah, the people that were the reinforcements that were coming,
Oh,
yeah, they're completely gone.
Okay, so I swing a rope up to the deck, and I'm gonna get myself and then the 2 tradesmen, and eventually Sail, like up the rope onto their ship, and so we can start taking control.
Yeah, you and Sail can manage to bring your vessel over here, pull it alongside, toss ropes. It's fine. Just takes a little time. You can see back on the town. The town is in full alert. You can hear the church bells ringing from that little village over there. Everyone is fleeing from the main area, heading indoors. The few soldiers and knights that remain are backed into some sort of fortified building, preparing for a siege or preparing for some sort of
Which
battle.
island is this?
This is... this island right here.
Okay, cool.
And the town name you will learn is Terba.
Airba.
Tairbah. T-A-I-R-B-A-H. Tairbah.
Well, Captain, do you want to deal with this island, or should we just, we got what we wanted?
Do you know what? Yeah, I can't be dealing with another island full of idiots right now.
Can't be fucked.
We came for the ship. We got the ship. Let's fuck off.
What goods do you sell? I look to the 5 people.
We transport pitch. Tar. For sealing ships. We pick it up here and we take it to Port Prince, or we take it all the way into the inner ring.
That actually could be interesting and good. Do you have any on the board? Do you have any on board now, or?
We're a quarter full up.
I asked. Do you want to get the rest, Captain, or?
Sorry, I was messaging in chat. What? More people to fill up the ship?
Pitch. It helps seal ships. Tar.
Yeah,
You don't care?
no, we can get Brophy to sell it.
All right.
They look to
Load it
the village. It's in the village.
Well, raise the flags. Tell them load the ship up, and we won't kill any more. Or we will raid the town.
Well, they raise the flags. Let's see what the people in the town respond with. Go ahead. What were we gonna say, Nick?
I was going to say to this guy, it's your job, my friend, to go over there and get us the pitch.
That
You
also
could go
works.
over there, and you could leave, and you could make a run for it. But are you so confident that I'm not going to come and find you and make sure that you die a horrible, painful death? Or you could just go over there and continue doing what you were already doing before we turn around, and we'll take you somewhere nice, and you live out the rest of your days a happy man.
Well, it's very heavy. I need help. I can't do it on my own.
How many
Not
do you
even the
need? How
5
many
of us
people?
could do it. It takes the people on shore to help. They've got the barrels locked away. It's a
Convince
big
them.
operation.
Yes, we'll convince them.
The guy gets in. Skiff. Well, actually, the skiff was on its way here when it was... I can't... He looks around. The transport ships, they're over there. Remember, there were people like rowing supplies back and forth. They have the one vessel that's here that's supposed to help with the
shrug.
transportation.
I shrug, I'll say. Fine, fuck the pitch, we don't need it.
Well,
Let's
we'll
just
just
go.
let's just raise the banners and see what they say. If they don't, then
Fine. Doesn't hurt.
Yeah. This insolent village out here on the outer rim, they've probably heard of the Crimson Fists, but their state is such that they think it's better to barricade themselves inside their homes. They don't know what would happen one way or the other. And they think that if they hide and lay low and say nothing, that they can probably get out alive better than if they come forth. And so that's what they do. They hide in their buildings and their little homes all boarded up. There's a lot of houses sort of scattered around. None of these people really pose a threat to you, but if you attack the town, they can at least flee into the village or into the surrounding farmland.
I say to the guy, do you know which building the pitch is stored in?
He points to one of the warehouses.
Sail, Nilram, can either of you light that on fire, blow it up, shoot lightning at it?
I have. How much time has passed since my last bolt?
Probably been about 10 minutes.
5 minutes, 10
Something
minutes.
like that, yeah.
You have all your lightning bolts. Just wreck the town.
I do
As
believe
many as
you
can
have...
cast.
Just hit the pitch. It should go up in flames, right? Am I misunderstanding what pitch is? It's like black
No,
tarish.
you're
Oh,
right.
Yeah, you're good. You're right.
Yeah, it won't explode. It'll burn very slowly, but it'll keep burning for a long fucking time.
How many castings do you have, Sail? Left?
I get my level in casting, so I have 6 more.
Oh yeah, just we gave them a chance. It's up to you, obviously. You can do it how you want, but I say you hit the pitch and then you destroy the church. And then whatever
we
the fuck else you want.
haven't got all day to wait for that. Just blow the fucking pitch up. Let's go.
Yep, I'll hit the pitch.
How about we
with
destroy
a-
the church too? Because fuck a stare. Just two
Okay,
cast-
fine. You
Alright,
convinced me. We'll do one on the church.
That's good.
Sail, these are your spells. How would you like to direct them?
Yeah.
The first one I will. So give me a better idea of the town. Like, is there?
Right. So the town's got
Like a
a
central
warehouse,
square.
sort of like right near the docks, and it's got like a little central square, and there's like a little church, and there's a couple of stores, and there's a tavern, and there's like a corral for horses, and a couple of little roads that lead back and away, and then there's some more houses, and some other things. There's like a little, I don't know what you would call it, like a place where fishermen will come and store their fish in like large vats of water so that they can be, you know, freshly pulled the next day if they need to be. It's got like a little complex, lots of little wooden buildings, thatched roofs, except for the warehouse, which has like hard roof on top of it, ceramic tile roof.
Yeah, I reckon we can stay here for like 30 minutes. So I'll find like the most nice looking like house that I can, and I'll hit that first.
Yeah, this nice, quaint little house with all these like old buoys out on front of the little white picket fence with gently growing vines up the sides and like a little garden out front and a red chimney roof, red chimney with like a little bit of smoke coming out of it, a little bit of sod on the roof. It's quite pretty.
Yeah, it looks really cozy. I destroy it.
Obliterated by a lightning bolt that falls from the sky, shattering the house and killing all within.
And then we will send. I guess we'll be sending signals continuously. Like you have 10 more minutes to do what we want.
Oh,
That's good.
minutes pass. No one's come out of their little homes. Surely there's no more lightning bolts to be had.
I hit the tavern. It has the most people in it.
The tavern
That gets overheard.
explodes. The top story of it completely shatters and sets on fire. The underside is still like semi-intact, but people come running out of it screaming, "Ah!" as they flee into the town and out into the wilderness beyond.
We send up more signals. 10 more minutes.
Coming out of the warehouse are 6 men, rolling barrels of pitch up a little ramp into the back of a cart, and then pulling it by donkey all the way out to the dock, rolling it off the cart and like setting them in a row, and then hurrying back up the hill and loading the cart again. At this rate, it'll probably take them the better part of the day to like move everything to the dock, and then for you to move everything from the dock onto the ship. It's going to be an all-day task.
Well,
But it looks like they're
probably
helped more.
valuable.
The town should have helped more. I hit the church next.
Oh,
Right, brutal.
Dude, we're such good pirates. Holy shit.
stone goes everywhere.
We throw
The
up
symbol
more
of
men quicker.
the symbols of a stair melt off the side of the building, come toppling down. The big iron triangle, not iron, bronze triangle with like the blue rings on it, just melted and twisted, hits the ground. More people hurry out. Now, going at maximum speed. It'll only take half a day to get the rest of everything done.
Ah, amazing what you can do with a bit of motivation.
And half a day later.
Okay. Yeah, we get our pitch, I guess. John's a bit annoyed to be waiting around all day, but I suppose everyone's having their fun.
I'll be right
Are we
back.
able to tow this ship? Oh, yeah. I was going to ask, are we able to tow this ship, do you guys think, or do we need to throw it in the bottle?
Microsize it? Yeah.
I think we're due a bit of downtime, so I think let's just use the bottle and not mess around, right?
Okay, I'm going to need a few weeks to make more
A
of
new
these
couple.
ships.
That's okay. Yeah, I think
That's
we can
really
take some
annoying.
time.
I think
What were you saying?
you go ahead.
Just to make sure, is it super easy to tow our ship behind or no?
Not on this vessel. It's
Okay,
not going to have
that's
enough
fine.
power. Yeah.
I'm going to ship in a bottle it.
Excellent.
Boom.
Boom.
Now you have a ship and
Eh,
your
but
ship
no
in a
more
bottle,
castings, Yep.
and you've got a couple of sailors to help you sail this one.
Yep.
They
No more
ask you,
castings.
what's to become of us?
Welcome to the crew. You've been conscripted.
Or,
How much do you get paid a year?
couple gold?
Wait, you lot have families?
Yeah.
You want to bring them with you to your new life?
No. Please leave my families alone.
We pay you a good wage.
How's 100 gold a year sound?
Unrealistic.
We just
That's what
blew
we're
up your
paying
fire
everybody,
and
right?
filled
Or
the
is it 50
pitch.
gold, Captain?
I think it was more like 50. I say
Okay.
with a concerned look. Like, we're not paying everyone to gold, are we? That's
There's
too
5
much.
of them. Nilrim will pull out 50 times 5. 250 gold. And he'll pay them, and he gives Captain like I'm gonna need reimbursed for this.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
Pay you back.
Okay.
No, but I would like to explain to them
Yeah, go ahead.
where they're going. So I say, you know, we have an island hidden in the rim somewhere. We're setting up a new conclave there outside of the grip of the White Prince. You'll be paid well and have a chance to make a new life there. You can leave your family behind if you want, but
If you don't like them, you can leave them. If you like them, I suggest you go get them.
it's your call.
It's that of the ocean, lads.
Norum dangles 5 bags of 50 gold each in front of them.
Their eyes glitter.
Yeah.
250, yeah.
Yep,
My
250.
family's on Port Prince.
Well,
You'll have to write to them, I guess, huh?
He looks
no,
downcast.
we don't want that getting. We don't want that getting intercepted.
Yep.
I guess you go without them then. If they were on Port Prince, you can't be missing them that much.
What's
Yeah.
their name? Give me your family's name, and when we visit them, we'll drop off however much money you want us to give them. We know Mildred Price there, if that name rings a bell.
He shakes his head. He doesn't know. My wife's name is Shandy. My son's name is Crisp.
What about the rest of you? Any family?
2 of them don't have families. Well, you know, they've got like brothers and sisters and parents, but no no spouses or children. One of them has got a husband. Her husband is in one of the inner islands. He's actually from, what's the island that you're from, Mooton? Rabara? No.
I'll tell you in 1 second. Rangoon.
Rangoon. Yeah. She's in Rangoon, or her husband's in Rangoon with the kids. And the last person who's got family, their family's on the outer ring I'm blanking on it. Too many names. Where's it hiding? On Alba Island.
Nalva. That's not too far, right?
It's not too far.
Wait, is that not the weird one? Where we had the
Alba
weird-
is the weird one. Yeah.
Well, I say I was not thinking straight. So these guys aren't from this island, so their family is
No,
on
no.
here.
Yeah.
We'll take them back to Sulphur, and then the next time we check in on them, well, maybe they'll have changed their minds about picking up their family.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys get to work for 50 gold a year? Or do you want to get the fuck out of here?
We can go free?
After we get back, yeah.
Freedom, please. Please, 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 please.
Everyone?
Everyone. No one wants to volunteer to join you.
Okay. Maybe they'll change their mind after they see us, on the ship and stuff. But alright, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. We head back to Sulphur. We've got to drop off all the armor and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our 2 craftsmen.
It's a quick thing to get to Sulphur Island with this vessel. Drop off your 2 craftsmen. Leave the ship with John Brophy. Tell him to return these folks to some island.
They gotta work their way back, right, Brophy?
I feel like they got to earn their 50 gold because
Yeah.
otherwise they can just go and say like, "Oh, have you heard about the pirates on Sulphur Island?"
Okay. 1 year work, huh?
Yeah, they've been paid for 1 year.
Okay.
All
Excellent.
right.
Well, I
I'll
wasn't
say
gonna.
that to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen here, you lowly landlubbers. We paid you the 50 gold. You took it in good faith, and now you got to work for it. You'll go on that island. You'll do what this man here tells you to do. And at the end of that year, if you don't like the way you're treated, if you don't like, what you've got here, you can leave. Free to go. Free men. 1 year's pay, 1 year's work. Don't say I'm not a fair man.
They look very surprised to hear this. Really? It's not a trick?
It's not a trick.
You can keep working for us. or
I
you
thought
can
you
go
were the
back.
Crimson Fists.
We are. And it seems that the propaganda
you were-
you're being fed by your clerics and your priests has corrupted your mind to the truth.
You're not bloodthirsty murderers?
Well, sometimes a pirate has to be a bloodthirsty murderer. Sometimes he has to be a man of the people.
If you would have kept hiding in that room, I would have murdered you without a doubt. But you got to your senses, you listened, and now you're getting paid more money than you probably would have ever received in your entire life
That's
for
true.
just a year's worth of work.
They seem rather surprised by all of this. This goes against all of the things that they've heard. And you will, over the course of the days sailing back to Sulphur Island, or, the time that you're here refreshing your supplies and taking a short breather, you'll hear them sort of talk about this surprise at how straightforward, and they even used the word once, honorable, these these pirates are. They say they're gonna do something, and then they just fucking do the thing without any strings attached. What the hell is this? They're very surprised.
We're simple.
Good.
Um,
Kind of thing you want to hear.
if we
Yeah.
get back at Sulphur Island, we're gonna probably either stay there or we go to the other island. You guys can decide. But Nilrim is gonna spend his time fucking making these stupid ships.
No, I think we should go back to our base, right?
Yeah, I agree. Because then I can get my apprentice to help me make them.
Mm-hmm. Back to the main base we go. Back to Port Ferris. Back to Flotsam Island. Back to the secret base. And this is where you have your large vessel stored presently, I believe.
Yeah. Yes, because this is the. Wait. Either we have the large vessel stored or the large vessel is out there doing real work. I can't remember what the answer is.
I don't think it's doing real work. I don't think you gave it to anyone, because who would be running that?
Yeah, true. Okay, yep. It's stored here.
Yeah. Back to the main vessel. Back to town. Back to rest.
Now we have a question.
Uh-huh.
Slash an issue. Can 2 boats fit in this dock?
No. It's a very good point.
Um,
Oh, sorry,
You'll
we did
have
leave
to-
the other ship with Brophy as well, right? By the way.
The big
Yes.
one is with Brophy?
No, the one we
Oh,
just
no.
stole.
The new one. Yeah. The new one's with Brophy. Oh, the new
I
ship's
let
name is
him know that. Oh,
the
sorry,
Golden
but
Light.
The Golden Light. Okay, it's to be used for, so he's not reliant on us for getting supplies, and as he sees fit to make money and manage the island. But it might be short-term trading, things like that.
So we're back in Port Ferris in your secret base.
well, wait, no, we have an issue because I have the long ship that we
Yeah.
have to use to get back. But we have
Yeah.
the big ship in there, and I can't ship in the bottle this ship right now.
Yes.
So I obviously thought of this before we even got there.
Right.
So we have to have a conversation about it, yeah.
Okay. And there's no way you can fit it in the dock? Can we get you to swim ahead?
I
Go
could,
in,
Here's what we
shrink the
could
other
do.
ship.
Nilrim will pull out the map. Look at Port Ferris, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 2 sides of the island. What we can do is we can pull in on this side of the island, kind of dock here. Someone has to go inside, tell them, hey, you guys got to get that big ship the fuck out of here and go do something of worth. I mean, there's a crew that can run it at home.
Mhm.
While I need 2 weeks to make another ship in a bottle to make this small.
What can we get them to do? Go and pick up supplies
Yeah, they can just go and pick up supplies, for 2 weeks.
from the
It's a
Crystal
legit
Cove,
ship.
right?
There's no problem with it, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Go pick up supplies in Crystal Cove. I'm sure those craftsmen need some more shit. We can just throw money at the issue.
Excellent.
Yeah, I guess that works. I mean, in theory, we could just drag our longship onto the beach and go in through the other entrance, right? Through the
Fine,
land,
too, yeah.
land entrance, and then. I mean, like Neil, from let's say I drag the longship onto the side of the island that's not facing Port Ferris.
Uh-huh.
Would ships coming past, just like normal ships coming either into Port Ferris or circling past Flotsam, would they see it? Or could it be hidden
If
in
they're
the way that it
not
would make it-
stopping at Port Ferris, they will see it. Now,
The-
your longship is light enough and small enough that if you had enough men, you could drag it all the way on shore and hide it behind some bushes or something. But it would take a lot of manpower to do that.
I mean,
Just
like
have them go out and do the thing, right? Like, it's a real ship. It's a real crew.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with them.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I'll go with the main ship to go and Archie can come with me if he wants.
Yeah.
We'll go to get supplies from Crystal Cove.
You all 3 could go. Yeah, Nilrim just has to stay behind and make the
Yeah.
thing like a bitch.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And then no one will stay behind and do that. And Crystal Cove isn't a long enough journey to keep that ship busy, so you'll have to do some other, patrols around looking for things that you might want.
Pitch.
Yeah. I think we dropped that off with Brophy, though, to be fair.
Let him handle it, yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Okay. Nilram and Sylvie are going to spend weeks. I would like to spend a month here making shit.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Nilram doesn't like this either. He's probably not going to do this again.
Don't like what, sorry?
Having to make these. He's going to be looking super hard for a craftsman to be able to do this. Yeah. Because he's just a man of superior talent to be fucking whittling away.
Yeah,
He's
it's
above it.
wasted.
Yeah.
Well, these things will take some time. But let's have a short conversation about the big picture. Do you have a current goal? A primary task that we are working on right now?
I think, well, Archie's mainly concerned with, connecting more with Rohi and getting closer to the White Prince. And if he feels like the crew is working towards that, he's just gonna follow along.
I think our overarching goal, like I was been saying to the Duke, right, is to push the White Prince out of the Outer Rim. So I think that has to. We've killed the Duke. I think the final thing to do would be to find a White Prince ship and destroy it when it's out here. I mean, like a big one, like a well-armed one, to mount an attack on it, and to as if to say, you can't come here. It's not safe for your men here.
Yeah, I think.
Now, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, please.
Next phase as well. On top of that is to maybe start recruiting actual navies and armies.
Yeah, we need more pirate ships.
Yep.
Even if they're just small, the long ships that are fast enough to outrun things. Just have a few of those knocking around. That sort of gives you the legitimacy of, there's a power in the waters that doesn't answer to the White Prince.
Once we kill that ship, I think then we can throw a shitload of money at Brophy and at Sulphur Island. And, at that point, we're no longer trying to keep under the radar as much, and we can, really try and get more people involved, get more ships involved. And then, what Sale's saying, get more people out onto the sea doing our bidding, flying our flag.
Now, one thing to talk about when confronting another ship on the open seas is that this is a win-lose situation.
Yeah.
If you fight a ship and it doesn't go well, you're probably all going to die. If they can sink your ship before you get to them, you're probably all going to die. Even if you can most likely take it, even if you've got 80% odds, that's still a 20% chance of the entire party wiping, which is...
That's why we want to wait for teleport, probably.
What, to teleport onto it?
No, to if we're about to die on our ship or something, really bad's happening, he can grab you and just teleport out.
You're not going to be able to teleport the whole party at the weight limit.
Ooh, I have
You need to
reduced.
shrink. Yeah, you could shrink the whole party and do it.
But how many rounds is that going to take? That's not an instant escape situation.
Your ship doesn't instantly sink.
No, but let's say that you're on your longship and someone hits it with a really good lightning bolt and splits it into pieces. You know, or there are two casters, one does a call lightning and the other does a fireball or something. How many rounds would it take to reduce everyone?
Yeah.
Would your spells be interrupted?
You probably have to reduce 2, I think. Probably.
Oh, okay. Then it gets really bad. Yeah.
There's time in there for your spells to be interrupted. It's a.
Well, I mean, come on. There's plenty of battles that we go into where it's, if we lose, it's the TPK.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, but in those battles, it's more like toe to toe, strength to strength. But in a ship to ship engagement, if they have more spellcasters than you were thinking of, or a trick up their sleeve you're not aware of, you might not even get a chance to fight them. They might sink your ship before you get there.
I think that's why we should genuinely have that shield in a lead box, so it doesn't interfere with us on half the time, but we're able to take it out if other people are casting shit at us, just so we can get away. I think this is something worthwhile to invest in now.
We have to be able to combat a ship like this on the fly as it happens, or we can't exert control here. will always be
Yeah.
hiding.
And I think the answer is that magic shield.
Yeah,
Is
Yeah.
it not to have a bigger navy?
that too. Yeah.
Too, yeah. But I think like, let's spend some time. Let's go find like a brilliant craftsman who can work with lead, and we need a lead box for this shield. So if shit is going down, you know, our ship can probably take 1, 2 lightning bolts, etc. But
Wait, could you make Could you make like a lead shield for the shield itself? That
so
would
it like
almost,
directional.
yeah, like so you can like direct the anti-magic, and you could almost like hold it like Archie could
There's
hold
almost
it
no
as a shield,
way he'll let it
and then like
happen. But
intercept a lightning bolt as it comes. That'd be fucking sick.
Well, lightning bolt travels faster than you can see, so there's no intercepting a lightning bolt as it's coming.
yeah, correct.
Points
But
out
if a lightning
wow.
bolt happens, and then someone has like an anti-magic shield, no matter what, the lightning bolt's gonna come and just get blocked by it. Yeah. Could you do the lead thing where you have it directional?
That would take
Certainly.
time and investigation, but probably not, right?
Okay. Yeah, it seems dumb. I would.
It
hate
seems unlikely. Yeah.
that. I would be really mad if you were like, well, he's got lead on his shield actually, and it allows him to have his armor spells and buffs. Yeah.
Right.
really.
Right. So this goal of being able to take on one of the White Prince's ships ad hoc is a good one, right? Because if you can take out a ship on the Outer Rim, you can
A real
effectively
ship.
say, you know, you control it.
Yeah.
I have an idea, I guess.
Mhm.
We're doing stuff for a god. The god has our best interests in mind.
Hmm.
I'm not saying like, let's pray to him and get him to destroy the ship, but maybe there's something we can go do that can help him help us. Like us releasing that dragon. Obviously, the White Prince put that away for a reason. Maybe that was why the Griffin ship was allowed to be out here, is because that shit's gone. Maybe that dragon's fucking with the Griffin ship. We don't really know. I think that we need to seek more to Rohi, at least you
Good point.
three, and
Maybe
you know,
Rohi
figure
can
out what he
talk
wants.
to the dragon.
Yeah,
Maybe the dragon is still trapped.
I think the dragon's a
Fuck
Rohi's
out.
servant.
Yeah. Maybe the dragon can help us.
Sale, can you have a talk with your deity and see, you know, what he wants us to do?
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
He's often not very communicative. He's already given us a mission, but I do feel like we've carried it out well enough to ask for further guidance and answers.
And his
Um,
mission was to control the
stabilize
Outer
the
Rim. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're doing that.
Although I think he did give us further instruction to push deeper towards the heart of the rim. I think.
Well, we haven't even got the outer rim. I don't know how we can do that yet, but yeah.
Yeah. So I will make my way to the shore of the island that we're on. We're on our little island, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I will talk to Rohi. I will say, Rohi, I have given you my brother. I have taken islands from the White Prince. I have torn the heads off of inquisitors and laid them at the feet of the clerics of Astaire. We need your help, your guidance, information on what was in the mountain and is it here to aid us, and where we should look to next in our quest to help you.
Hmm. It's a good questions. And when you're doing this, are you standing at the water's edge, asking into the sea? Are you fully submerged underwater, thinking this in your head? Are you you're on your knees on the beach, hands clasped together, praying aloud? Like, give us some visual cues on what it is like. What how do you communicate in this way?
I would be like ankle deep in the water, holding my holy symbol, which is now an amulet. I assume like an artifact amulet or whatever. I would be holding that in my hand as I essentially like shed sand from it into the water. And I am essentially waiting for the invitation to come under the water and speak to Rohi.
Yes. The invitation comes in the form of a rogue wave, which splashes up and over you and pulls you into the water, tumbling you head over heels. But past the coral over on your left and past the weird jutting sharp rock on your right, you sort of tumble between them, and find yourself looking at a pattern of hermit crabs, sort of circularly in concentric circles on the seafloor. You only have a few moments of breath, before you've got to surface, and you can see that these, a whole bunch of hermit crabs on the outside, and a few in the middle, and then a few more, just a few, like 5 in the very center. And one of the hermit crabs on the outer rim of this concentric circles sort of shuffles and moves and turns, and you can see that its shell is a little bit different than the other shells, and it's clearly drawing attention to itself. And then you have to surface and get air, and you break above the waves, and you have your answer. Maybe.
Okay. I will do my best to plant where I think that crab was. Like, I'll try to think. Like, I've seen maps of the...
Yes, the White Prince's flag is a map of the Dardanelles.
Right. So, I would think that I was looking at it in the White Prince's flag, and I'll get a, like, general direction. Like, where was that crab that looked different? The hermit crab.
Yes. I have for you here. You will see that the hermit crab in question comes from, I should probably show everyone this over here, a spot roughly over here. And I'm going to ask you to make me a intelligence check to see how close. It's not bringing us over there, though. There we go. How close you can get it. Is it that one, or is it one of the ones next to it? That's as close as you're gonna get. Somewhere, it's one of these.
It's in this vague, like, area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something over here.
I will thank Rohi for his wisdom. Even if I'm slightly annoyed that he's very general and not very specific. And I will make my way back to the party, and I will tell them that Rohi has I've been given some guidance that we might find answers to the northeast of the Outer Rim. We should plan an expedition there, and also maybe think of stuff we can do on the way or on the way back.
Very well. Answers to what?
Well, I asked him about the dragon, and I asked him about where we should go look to next, and whether or not the dragon was on our side, and I assume the answers to those questions will be on those islands.
Always with the riddles. We spent the whole time
like
chasing ghosts. Very well. Then once we've prepared our magics, Nilrim, we shall get going.
We'll wait 2 weeks or however long. I think you guys have already been gone. Probably like a week or so or two. I almost have the 2 figurines. Sylvie's making one. I'm making one. Should be ready soon. We're not doing any wisdom checks, so we're going to do 2 weeks.
Right. Perfect.
For each one.
We still need to get our items identified. And that requires another trip to Port Prince, I believe. But perhaps we can do that after, given we have pressing concerns here.
Pressing
concerns. I don't suppose you've any more insight into what your necklace is capable of.
So I feel like I've spent a good bit of time with the necklace now.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I would get at least like a wisdom check for a hint. Like if I pick it on and put it off. You know what I mean? Like there's maybe it's maybe I feel, you know what? I feel a little stronger when I have this on, or maybe it's just a little easier to pull my magic, like a hint. As I feel, because my logic is, if something has a very obvious magical effect and you put it on and you flick a table and the thing just shoots across the room, it's gonna be like, oh, these make me strong, you know. So if it has a very obvious effect, I would at least have a chance to notice something about it.
That's a very, very good logical path. That's hard to argue against.
Okay,
for
would you
wisdom
like a
check.
wisdom? Okay. I fucking hate my life.
Oh, well,
You think it does something else?
what are you gonna do?
This amulet is cursed. I take it off.
Okay, I'll put 2 castings on my sheet, and I think we're gonna go. Which ship are we taking? The long ship, I assume.
Well, before we get to the actual egress on this one, I want to talk a little bit about that. If I recall correctly, John sailed around and got some supplies and stuff with
Yes.
Archie and Sail.
Mhm.
And while you're away doing that, you're going to come across a little bit of information because you stop off to get supplies from this place and to trade some things over here. You do a little bit of talking with locals. And in the process, you find there has been a ship from Arcadia that has been sailing around asking questions. And you hear this and you engage in conversation with the people as you're talking about this. And they're looking for a person. And the description of that person is absolutely, irrefutably Nilrum. And this ship that's sailing around is filled with clerics. Clerics of Astaire, clerics of Ferasi, clerics of Martha, clerics of Malchus, clerics of Quantarius. It's packed full of clerics, and they're sailing around the Outer Rim, asking everybody and anybody if they've seen a guy who matches Nilrum's description, and paying up a hefty sum of gold and silver to anyone who might have any information about this person. They don't know his name, but they know what he looks like.
They speak of him being a wizard.
No, just we're looking for a person. He looks like this. They describe him to a T, unnervingly accurately. His gait, his
Ship
emotional
full of clerics.
Yeah, plus people to get them places, but the standout bit is clerics of all different faiths working
I united
together.
them. You guys are welcome.
How much gold were they throwing around? I try and work out.
Yep, they hand someone 2 gold, ask them some questions, move on to the next person, and a couple of gold. But they're doing it all over the place.
I think this is because I asked someone. I don't know if you guys know this, but I know it. I asked someone. It was a cleric of Elmontarius. It's the money one.
Yeah,
What is
trade.
it? Koibu?
Quantarius.
Quantarius. Yeah, I told a cleric of Quantarius to research into Rohi and just see what he can find out.
Oh shit.
Seems like he found out something not good.
Where were you when you told that guy that thing?
Yeah, I was in Arcadia.
And Red Cross, right? Probably.
Yeah,
Did you give him Did you give him the name?
Yes, I did.
You silly Billy.
Oh no.
I
Why
just
don't we-
thought they wanted Nilrim for his crimes. I mean, so I don't think John knows this, right? So
No, none of you know this.
I'm
I did this
assuming
all
that you've
along.
done
Yeah.
some fucked up shit or something.
Yeah. Which is
Anyone?
good.
I asked the people who speak to me about it, you get a look at that ship that have a name on it. Yeah. What is it? I'll offer them 2 gold since apparently that's the going rate.
The Mother of Pearl.
The Mother of Pearl. All right, I'm writing this one down because
He's got Pearl in it. It's got to be some big shit then, huh?
the Mother of Pearl. Anyone give me information on how many clerics we're talking about?
Well, I didn't see all the clerics, but I saw a few. Oh no, could be a whole ship full. Could just be 5. Could just be 6. I don't know.
Yeah, well, okay. Tell you what, friend, thanks for the information. Appreciate you giving me that.
Oh, it mean something to you? You know this guy that they're looking for?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
What's his name?
You know, best you don't know that for your own sake.
Oh, but if they come round, I could give them the information for a bunch of money.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't want you giving them that information, and I'm going to give you a bunch of money not to do that.
Oh,
How's that?
sounds great.
Yeah? Great. So I give this guy 10 gold.
He shuts the fuck up and goes on his way. Easiest
There we
10
go.
gold of his life. We just had a conversation.
God. No, that is something to worry about. I mean, we could just give him up. That would be an answer to a lot of our problems. Hmm.
Where's Nilrim been seen where there have been survivors?
Well, it's obviously when we were in Redport.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
here on the Outer Rim, who else might know about him?
Lots of different places, actually.
Any of those islands.
Yeah, loads of places, yeah.
Oh.
But I am
Oh,
not concerned
no.
about how they've got this super accurate description of him. Like, unnervingly. Like, is it the kind of description that if you
It's a
met
kind of
someone once, you wouldn't be able to give a description like this?
It's the
You'd have to have,
description
like,
that
watched
you
the
would,
guy.
like, give of Fran, of
Yeah,
your
someone you
partners or
know.
something. Whoever
Yeah.
has given this description has, like, at least had the opportunity to look at him closely and study him, or
It's
I
not a
don't
good
know.
sign, is it?
When you're
Out
dealing
of
with
game reasons.
magic and clerics and wizards, it
knows,
all gets
yeah.
a little fuzzy.
Okay,
I
well,
pissed the gods off.
consider me
all of them.
warned. I will. I probably hear about this from this guy on the way out, and then I'm going to come back to the ship to find Sail and Archie with a pretty solemn look on my face. And I'll say, got some strange news out there on the island, Sail. Think you're going to want to hear this.
Oh, really, Captain? Anything stranger
Apparently.
than we've done?
Well, it's strange. I'd say what we're doing is kind of, aside from the whole writhing tentacles business, par for the course for pirates.
Oh,
But
no.
apparently there's a ship out there, goes by the name of the Mother of Pearl, filled with clerics from all the gods, looking for Nilrim. Got a pretty accurate description of him, apparently. Like whoever gave this description knows the man personally. Like maybe it was one of us, or perhaps there's some magic afoot. They're from Arcadia.
Arcadia? But
Yeah, we visited there recently, remember?
what did Nilrim do in Arcadia?
Captain knows we killed a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
we caused some trouble. We captured
wizard.
captured the wizard. Other than that,
But,
not to warrant something like this.
I mean, think about this, Captain. Have you ever heard of all the clerics? And you say all the gods?
A lot of them.
Of all the major gods, banding together on a single ship and sailing to a backwater like the Dardanelles.
I've
In the
seen nothing like
search.
the Kang. I've barely
Yeah.
seen a cleric in my life, never before I came here.
You've probably never. I don't even think I've ever heard a legend, okay, where this has happened. And I'll like turn to Archie. I'm like, what the fuck did Nilrim do?
Nilrim's kind of a fucked up guy though. Maybe they've got some prescience business going on. Maybe they know he's gonna do some fucked up shit in the future. Maybe he's gonna bring about the end of the world or some crazy stuff like that.
That's possible. It is possible. I don't know how prophecies work. I can tell the future in a limited capacity and access some future events, but
Ilrim would have told the captain about definitely a story about like his future plans of putting cities and people into like snow globes.
Yeah, that's true.
And how he's gonna be like his own god eventually.
He does have some pretty fucked up shit if you talk to him about what he's planning to do in the future.
he said he'd make me a snow globe.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that too. I just think we need to get to the bottom of this.
What are
we
the
should probably-
possibilities? Nilrim has been known to anger the gods before. We had, what was it? Malchus?
Those bears. Yeah,
Did we know
Malchus.
it was Malchus?
He probably.
I think we
probably
kind of did because of the eye symbol.
That's
Yeah,
right.
sorry, Archie, what were you saying?
He probably just killed a bunch of people. That's what he always does, right? Just
I'm
fired
sure,
little
yeah.
missiles at
Yeah.
a bunch of people, and they're all angry at him. I feel like we're overthinking it, guys.
No, I don't know about that.
Like, maybe, If they had sent like one boat of an Arcadian Astaire cleric to figure out what the hell is going on here, you've got like some weird guy doing a thing. But every cleric being sent, this is like, you know what it would be like, is if every kingdom in a continent got together for a meeting. That's what it feels like to me. This feels significant.
Don't do that. Do that in their little castles. I don't really follow politics, and not really.
They probably do, but it's not very often, right?
Like,
Send out a
against
party of knights to hunt a certain individual. You know,
Yeah.
a cross-national party of knights. What are you getting at, Sale?
What I'm getting at is, this is really weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It's very
Maybe
weird. It's dangerous.
Maybe they're all just scared of our ocean friend. They all have their gods that they follow. They heard how powerful the ocean friend is, and
They wouldn't
now
know about him, though. Right?
would
No
they?
one wouldn't be that fucking stupid.
No way.
Maybe not.
He's a smart guy. He might be evil, but he's not stupid.
No, I don't think he would.
That would be ridiculous, right?
I mean, when he was
Nah, you're
Well,
right. There's no way.
Yeah.
when we were new to the faith, he tested. You know, he would say it on the water and stuff, and I think he learned his lesson. He wouldn't do that.
Yeah, he's seen
not
enough
that
now
bad.
to know. This was before the latest developments, though.
Oh, that's true.
That is true.
Should we ask
Maybe-
Nilram about it and get to the bottom of it?
What if we? Can we just attack the ship? Take them all hostage, torture them a little bit. What if we did that?
That's one option. Okay, that's option A. That's like
So-
plan one.
The worry is we don't know how powerful the clerics that they've sent is. You know, it could be multiple clerics capable of doing what I'm doing, or more, depending on how strong they are. Or they could be just wimpy emissaries just looking for a kind of weird magic guy. We're kind of operating on unknown territory.
We need more information. We need to find out where they are and start tracking them.
And we should definitely avoid the Mother of Pearl. Gather information on where it's passed through and where it's searching, where it's been. Ooh.
We
And
should
maybe
ask Mildred Price. She
I
might
just
have
had a-
record of it.
Yes, but I've also just had a scary thought that if they're going to islands we've been to and they're using, what is it, Zone of Truth? They'll find
Yeah.
out a lot of information very quickly. And we haven't been the most careful with our identities and what we're doing and where we go. So they're likely to piece together some kind of story about us eventually.
They're gonna
Captain.
they'll find Sulphur Island.
Captain, think about all the clerics that we fought. They're fucking losers, okay? We're gonna roll up on them. I'm gonna punch the shit out of them, torture them a little bit. We'll find out what Nilrim did. Or, hear me out, we could just ask Nilrim.
Okay, that's plan B, option 2. We asked Nilram about it, but here's my concern. Okay, if this is just him, you know, maybe they've seen the future, or you know, he's just done some really fucked up shit, and they've all decided that he needs to die. I like him. You know, we've been through a lot with him, but are we really gonna set up a war with all of the gods of the world to save him? You know, if he's done something fucked up, maybe they'll pay us a handsome reward.
That's really just goes to the question, Captain. Do you want to live forever? There is a fountain of youth hanging in the balance here.
Yeah, well, maybe they could put in a good word. You know, maybe they could do something about my situation.
I feel like they would consider you an abomination to be cast out. I think resurrection has been banished from this world for a long time, and I think many of the gods feel it was for a very good reason.
Okay, Sail, but you know, you don't know everything, do you? Okay, you only just turned into a cleric like 5 minutes ago, so save me the lecture.
I
Okay.
true.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, and that the option 2, plan B, strategy beta is not a good idea. Maybe we should ask Nilram. Maybe we should say to him, you know, we tell
We
him
should
what
trust-
we've heard, and we see what he's got to say. Maybe we can shine a bit more light on this get ahead of it.
Absolutely. If I was in the same situation, I would like it if my crew would talk to me about it. I think, and I'll look between like Archie and John. It's like we are in this together, and we owe it to each other to at least talk about it.
That's
before
true,
we
but
take
some of us
action.
are more in this together than others.
That is true. Nilrum is the only one of us who hasn't
Yeah.
got real skin in the game. I'll kind of eye John's neck.
Yeah.
I don't trust him 100%, but like, it's, he's still a crewmate. We should talk to
Okay.
him.
Yeah,
At
we're
the
not
end
going
of
to
the
give
day,
up these people. I
He's
suppose
part
you're
of the
right.
crew. He should be in the know. We should talk to him and ask him. Give him a chance, you know?
If that's true, though, and we do that, he needs to know that we've gone out on the limb for him here, you know? That we've got his back. That he can't just, you know... This is more than just the Nilrum show with supporting cast members, okay? Playing up... Whatever. Yeah, you're right. You make a good point. I'm getting inside my head too much.
It's all right.
Let's get back to the island and talk to him. We're gonna be. This is serious though. I'm not gonna be blowing this off. Let's see what he's got to say.
And that's where we'll take our last break of the day. See you guys soon on the other side. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death, where everything always goes the party's way. It's a dark and stormy sailing back to your little abode. The winds will batter your ship about. You're in the big one, so it's a little bit safer, a little bit easier. The days are dark and dreary. Water leaks through the boards of the ship down into your cabin. Captain John, you're in your area, sitting back.
Yeah.
You know, a whole bunch of really strong booze on hand, trying to neck it as quickly as possible while holding the throat, trying to get as much of those effects as you can, dreading the conversation you're about to have with Nilrum, I imagine. When one of your people on deck calls out, "Land ho! Home sighted!" And you know that you've arrived. How are you going to do this,
All right.
Captain John? How are you? Are you going to talk to Nilrum? Is it a big group conversation? Is it diplomatic? Is it interrogative? What is the...
I think if it was another member of the party, I think I would try and give them a heads up, but then still approach it in a group situation. But I think given that we might be talking about betrayal of some sort, or lies, or someone who's dangerous, then I think asking him about it, catching him off guard is the way to do it. So I think we all get off the ship. Once we're packed, you know, we'll be chatting to him about something and then be like, you know, Nilrum, can we have a word?
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
then pull him aside.
To even
Yeah, no,
sail
done
in to your secret base, you need someone on the inside to open the door for you, open the magic wall. Is there any concern as you're sailing back in and the three of you are on the outside and Nilrum's on the inside that he's not going to let you in?
No, I don't think so.
No one wouldn't even be the one to let him in. He's doing
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And I also think now that, you know, if we kill him here, we can give his spellbook to one of the other two wizards. And someone can probably cast that spell for us.
You kill him here, they'll still keep looking for him, right? You still need to find a way to get them off of your trail.
Killing him here, it wouldn't be the way to do it anyway. It would be better to lure him into a trap where we give him away, right? Where we give him up. But it depends what it's about. I mean, if he's right, when we hear his story and we find out this is about Rohi, then really they're looking for us more than they're looking for him, almost probably.
Yeah. Also, I don't think we can give him up, A, because they could just make him tell the truth, and B, if they do kill him, I think they can speak with Dad and like eventually figure out what went on, right?
Yeah.
So, I think.
But we don't know what it's about right now.
Yeah.
I still think it could be about anything really. Although there's probably like the worry in the back of my mind that this is about Rohi and this represents like a force that's going to keep growing and growing from outside. That's going to keep coming for us and will never stop almost.
It'd be nice to find a way to put it to rest, or at least, you know, hide it for a while. Get it off your back.
Yeah. They've got their
Well-
own shit going on in Arcadia though, so maybe if we kill these priests, we can buy ourselves quite a bit of time.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure that will work just
Yeah.
smoothly. Anyway, In you come to your little secret base. It's not little, actually. It's quite large. The storm fades into the background. The ship pulls up. Ropes get thrown overboard, pulled to the side. Passengers, crew, supplies, everything gets unloaded. 3 of you
No
are
one will come
looking
up
for
and
Nilrum.
greet you. Yeah, at some point.
There you go.
Welcome back. We have the
Yeah.
2 little ship icons or whatever they are ready. Ready to set
How
sail.
you do? Good job. Well, we'll head out in the morning. We've been on sea for a while, so we could do with the rest. Say, Nilrum, can we? Actually, Wiley, are you all right to go and make sure our rooms are prepared and get some of the others to make sure everything's looking alright? I need to have a word with the crew here.
Aye.
Okay. So I'd file everyone out of this room.
We'll hang
And I'll
out.
start like pacing up and down and say, "Everyone, take a seat. We need to chat about something we had when we were out there on the sea."
Okay.
Which room are you in?
I don't know if maybe we're in, like, wherever the main, like this room where we all are here.
We're there for now, but we're gonna be probably.
Well, that
changing
room
rooms.
is where, a lot of people go in and out through this area. It's a very central region.
Let's do it in Nilrum's room then. He's
Yeah,
in there
okay.
doing shit anyways.
Yeah, okay, so maybe we come into your room where you're carving the things.
Yeah.
Okay, so to change it slightly then. So I think we come and open the doors like, Norm, how's it going? He's like, oh, I finished doing the things. We can get set sail soon. Say, great. Can we have a word? And I'll like open the door and let everyone file in and then like close behind me. And
Yeah.
so while we
News.
were out there, well, yeah.
Archie
something
will.
concerning.
I think Archie will position himself like next to Nilrum.
You got to be ready. That's all. Just getting ready.
Yeah.
While we were out there, Nilrum was hearing reports from a handful of the random people that we were talking to here and there, people who were buying supplies from and all that. Said there's someone out here looking for you. Someone with a pretty good description of you. Someone who maybe knows you personally. Maybe spent a lot of time with you.
What they look
Said
like.
They said, well, I'll get to that in a minute, but is there anyone else other than us that you spend a lot of time with in the Dardanelles? Maybe back in Arcadia?
A lot of time?
Yeah.
Maybe my uncle. He was a pirate. He used to sell glass on his boat. He abandoned me at Redport to learn magic.
I look at the others with a sort of shrug and say, your uncle, was he a godly man?
No.
Right,
he
right,
would swear
so-
on any god for anything.
That's the thing, you see, because this guy, you said, what do they look like? Got a whole ship full of clerics. From Astaire, Martha, whoever the fuck. Big
Nilrum's
group of them.
mind starts to go like a mile a minute.
They're coming from Arcadia. And they're looking for you.
I think we should move this conversation to one of the lead or silver rooms. If this is where we're going, where I believe it is. There's 2 possibilities here, but I think we should discuss it there for. I look at the captain's neck and at Sail's amulet for
I look back and
all of our
forth between
sakes.
my crew. I consider that perhaps he has some sort of magic trap lined up in one of these other rooms that he's trying to lead me into. I sort of lick my lips, and I'll say, why do you think we need to move?
I look at Sail's amulet, and very clearly I say, the conversation may be a bit not for everyone's ears.
No one else in here.
I don't see anyone.
I'll,
Your
Touches his
just your crew.
neck.
let me. I'll roll a wisdom check, or what do you want me to roll to see if I realize what he's talking about?
Charisma.
Wisdom is a good one.
Wisdom's good.
I'll kind of like nod and be like, "Yep, yeah. Our friend probably shouldn't hear this, right?" And I'll kind of say, "Yeah, let's go."
Look at Sail for a moment. And I'll nod slowly and say, okay, fine, let's go.
our party will head downstairs into one of these small rooms lined with silver and lead. It's not a particularly large room, maybe 20 by 20, one entrance into a T-junction with another room on the other side where the former master, now the teacher, is being kept. And then the other side of the T-junction just goes to a staircase that leads all the way up to the main area.
We go in and I
Walk
shut the door.
slowly.
Should I? Wait, I'll. Should I leave the amulet? I'll keep it with me. Okay.
So what's the big deal, Nilrim? Why are we gonna be in this special magic room of yours?
Well, now, Captain, Nilrim's gonna stand by the door. There's two options here, and I did a few things in Redport, and you know, it was before your whole ordeal, and it was before
Better
what
times.
we knew
Okay.
when we were getting the crew. The first thing that I did was I went to an orphanage. It was an orphanage of...
Ah, your favorite pastime.
Correct. It's an orphanage
Yeah.
of, I believe, Malchus. And there was some really weird cult shit going on. Nilrim will produce the... he hasn't shown anybody this, I don't think. He will produce the book from that orphanage, which I have. I believe it was the Malchus prayer book, and the Weatherlight Orphan Papers. He has both of those in his jacket, so he's telling the truth. He pulls out the Weatherlight Orphan Papers, shows you guys. He pulls out the prayer book. It's not just any prayer book. It's a prayer book literally telling you how to, like, make a cult.
Okay.
He'll let the captain and Sale read over it. I didn't like what they were doing to the kids, so I,
Killed them.
you know,
Oh.
I just burnt the orphanage down.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Um,
I should do.
So they could be upset over that, or
That seems unlikely.
it
They might
does.
send one cleric for something like that.
Uniting all the clerics seems a bit unlikely, or I don't know. This is just off the top of my head. Well, I went to the dock one day, and there was a cleric of Quantarius there. You know this ring? He'll finger the ring.
Ah, that's the god of
Uh,
trade. That's the one god that I maybe did shoot a prayer to every now and again.
You know, it's a god of trade. It's correct. I went to sell this, and he pulls out the Kaiser family ring. However, he said that the sigil may open something somewhere eventually, so I decided to keep it. But
Okay.
believe that Sale and I had a conversation of how we
As
were
he-
interested in
As
learning.
Nilrim goes down this line of thinking, I'll take the amulet and like put it outside the door of the room,
He'll
realizing
wait.
where it's going.
Nilrim will say, as we were... He waits for the amulet to get pulled out. As we wanted to know more, I told the cleric of Quantarius something very simple. I asked him, have you ever heard of the dragon, Telemachy Lenorum? He said no. I then asked him, have you ever heard of someone named Rohi? He said no. I told him to look into it. And that was the end of our engagement. It was from a place of curiosity and unknowing. You see, I point to Archie, I point to Sale. Our two friends here are, and now I point to you, my three friends here are now held captive by something. And it seems to be no way out.
This doesn't
Originally,
exactly
it was
bode
just
well.
them.
It's not how I see it. I think the ocean guy is actually helping us.
I believe that he's helping us help him.
There was a point in time, I believe, on the way to Arcadia, where my faith was shaken, and I did ask for Nilrim for help in perhaps escaping my bond to Rohi. I won't say it, but escaping my bond to the god. However, I think things have changed since then.
Opinions have changed, and I do agree with Archie a bit that it seems like the drowned one is more help than he is of
Okay.
No.
Well, we can't afford to be playing both sides in this game. If we're gonna go against these clerics, we're gonna need all the help we can get. So I'd say, I don't know what that
disagree,
means, Sale.
Captain. We're gonna
Really?
need we're gonna need one thing and one thing alone. And he'll literally point to the shield. What will they do?
That's fine, but it doesn't end. It doesn't end with them. I'm saying that we can't really afford to be going behind his back right now.
Milram, he's gonna take John away. I'm not gonna let that happen.
This was before that, and it was, I promise, out of good intentions. If I could go back, no trails off.
It's fine. I just think we need to understand what we're dealing with here, and Sale perhaps being at least partially clean with our friend here down there. Maybe that's wise. Maybe he
I
can
don't
help
think
us.
that.
You don't think he's watching? He's gonna know.
He will know.
I
Well.
guess it's best we fess up. But
Truth, I don't know if he'll know that you said his name outside of the dark dens, because his influence doesn't seem to extend beyond. But he will probably find out that there are clerics searching for you, and so he's gonna need a reason.
I wonder if though, this problem might sort itself out if those clerics say that name enough whilst traveling the seas.
It could have very
he's gonna
bad
want to know how they learned it.
I think it could have very bad consequences for me. One of the original promises I made, one of the original bonds I made, was that I should make it so that no one should ever hear his name. And unfortunately, and I'll look at Nilram.
Yeah.
Nilram has been a large impetus to that downfall of that bond.
Okay. Well, perhaps killing these clerics isn't the answer then. Maybe we need to convince them that they're on a merry goose chase. They're chasing something that doesn't matter, and you know, this Norum guy, he's dead now. Made a mistake.
Captain, I've never, in my years and in all my studies, heard of all of the clerics teaming up together.
Yeah.
I think that we... Oh, sorry, Archie.
If this is such a rare thing, like you guys are saying, we're not just gonna be able to tell them that this thing doesn't exist, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, why didn't we think of that?" and then go back home. That's probably not gonna happen, right?
And what do we do?
I say we kill him.
But then whoever sent them's gonna know. Maybe
Well,
they didn't tell
The
anyone.
person who sent them are the gods, and the gods will attempt to send more.
I will punch
But-
every god that stands in my way.
There are only so many clerics. And there is us. And I
There
point to
is-
the shield.
There's their own shit going down back in Arcadia anyway.
Yes.
Demons, dragons, vampires, all sorts of crazy shit going on over there, so who knows?
We have an option. We can fess up to him, I point to the ground, about what I did, and I will die. Or we can try and sweep this under the rug and kill the clerics.
I think sweeping under the rug only buys us time. If one boat comes, more will come.
Maybe I was mind read in Arcadia. Noam shrugs.
Maybe.
I was on the dock. It's a cleric of Quantarius. He's trying to get the best deal. Unbeknownst to me, I'm struggling, sadly, with my thoughts about my friends who can't come, and the name comes to mind. Obviously a mistake, but not my mistake. It would be a mistake on you, Sale, but I think you've garnered enough goodwill. And with the mountain thing, we might have a chance at forgiveness.
Say
We
will
just
think for a moment. He is capricious and unpredictable, but maybe we've done enough to get away with this.
Simple mistake. Humans, we make these. He knows what he enlisted. We're not perfect beings.
If it comes down to it, Nilrum. If he asks me to kill you, I will.
Oh, nods.
It's us three versus you. I expect you to go down fighting.
Well, we've been saying that it's about time that Norm gets some skin in the game. Maybe once this is all said and done, this is the reason he pays. Well, I shrug and say, it's always the simple mistakes that are the biggest in the end. An offhand comments here or there, but
What if we? Okay, hear me out.
Are you going to say, what if we punch Rohi?
No.
Good idea.
What if we just hide in our base for like a month? What are they gonna do?
they'll find the island. They're asking around about Nilrim. They've got his exact description. There's enough people. I mean, word has to be out about Sulphur Island and the surrounding area for now. Someone's going to know eventually. They're not going to find this place, but I think they will find Sulphur Island.
How about we do this? No one will pull out. Well, I don't know how this would work because you're asking your deity actually. He'll poke in Sail's, I guess, scroll bag because I think he has this. What if you divine it?
If I divine it,
You have a divination scroll, yeah.
what does that do?
The weird thing is you ask your deity, I think, and then the deity gives you an answer, yeah, Neil?
For divination?
Yeah, or does it just give you insight in general?
With a scroll of divination, though, can
I
only
think I
a
can just-
priest cast that?
I think I
Like,
can
does it
just
go to
cast
the god of the
spell.
person who made the scroll, or the?
No, it goes. You're casting it, so it would trigger on your deity.
Yeah.
Uh,
I actually just have that spell as well.
you have that? Can maybe rogues can cast scrolls, yes?
A certain at a certain level, I believe.
Yeah.
Nick, can you do that?
I don't think so.
Can you verify?
I think you have to be
I'll
ninth
try and find
level.
the rules, but yeah, I think it's ninth level. I mean, I am not a god anyway, so what would even happen if I cast divination?
Or you get something. For some reason, I thought it was 7th.
It might be.
It might be. Let me check. Am I even level 7? I think I'm at level. I'm only level 6, so it wouldn't help me. I'm looking it up there.
But you can just cast it. It's in your spell list, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Divination spell is used to garner a useful piece of advice concerning a specific goal, event, or activity that will occur within a 1 week period.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 10th level of thieves can use scrolls.
Gotcha.
And who does this answer come from? Like, if we want to ask a question, how our deity's going to react to something, can you ever do that?
I
don't
think these are the sorts of questions that keep clerics up at night.
Yeah.
You know, I ask a divination, I use the divination spell to gather some advice, but what if I use it to gather advice about my own deity? Am I asking my own deity? Am I asking some greater power? Am I simply throwing a question into the ether? What is the mechanic by which these answers come?
Yeah.
And I think the answer is not clear.
It's up to you, Sale. It's your decision.
What I'm thinking about here is, unfortunately, I can only really identify 3 ways that we get out of this. Because you have spread his name, one of those options is to kill you, which,
Nod.
you know, doesn't necessarily erase what you did, but pays retribution. Justice, in a twisted way, is served. And we're not in the ship. Another way that it works out is you put skin in the game with the drowned one. and you commit more fully, it's probably the lowest percent chance that you live. It's probably like the best chance you get to live without having to fight us. And then the third option is somewhere like in between that, where we carry on as normal for now until we're forced to do something about it.
Well, at the very least, we can kill those clerics, take that fight, see where we stand at the end of that.
Well,
I
I'm
suspect
a little
that-
bit wary about that because I don't know how strong they are.
That's true.
How much? But imagine how much favor we would win with the ocean guy if we killed a bunch of clerics from other gods.
Ooh. I'll like tap my lip and be like, and we could spin it that it was like all part of the plan.
Maybe they're the only ones who know, you know? Maybe this cleric of Quantarius is in that group. Maybe he told his few mates and they all came here.
Issues that the deities know.
Okay. Fuck, I have an idea, but I can't say it in character because Archie would never come up with this.
Okay.
Oh.
Int check.
What's the
How-
appropriate line of how to do this? How to
The way I
RP this
play
game?
dummies, the way I did it was every once in a while you just have like a streak of like brilliance, because like playing a dumb character kind of sucks sometimes because you can never give good ideas. But like if you just like take your time with it and like do it every once in a while, it works. But it's up to you.
Neil, what do you think?
How? I mean, is there any way Archie could have this? Can you piece it together
how
slowly?
big
Is it
brain are we
made
talking?
of many
It's
simple
not
parts?
super big brain, and it might not even work. But I just feel like Archie would just not think this far. Let me think about it.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
No. Okay, Captain. Do you remember that kid that worked on our ship?
Which one?
So, that fucking cat. So, do you remember he kept eating, like, the pastries that were like for dessert? They kept disappearing, right?
Yeah.
Um,
John looks a bit confused, but respects Archie enough to just go along with this.
but we all thought it was the cat, right?
I
He knew
remember
that I
that, yeah.
hated the cat.
You know what? You never forgave the cat for that, and it wasn't even the cat's fault.
The crumbs
anyway.
are on the cat and everything. Here's what I'm thinking. Is there a way we could make the people who sent the clerics think that they died like a different way? Someone who they maybe hate, to draw the attention away from us.
Yeah, maybe. It doesn't exactly solve our fundamental problem, but it might slow their response. So our worry is that the gods themselves know.
Yeah.
But if we could, well, we kill them.
So
and
like out
see-
of character,
sink their
the
ship.
problem the problem is that we can't really trick the gods.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like if they've already told their gods. The thing is, though, they only have a name. Like, how much could they have really found out? Do you think they've like researched the name and found some ancient lore, and now they're all like freaking out?
I'm basically thinking if we can get them to like somehow want to attack or like involve the White Prince in this
How about this?
and have them go against each other somehow,
That
but I
would be
don't know.
good.
They want me. How about I somehow have a conversation with them? You
What
three
if-
can't be there though, for obvious reasons. But I don't think that clerics, especially of all deities, are just here to kill and murder hobo. I mean, me immediately under a neutral flag. I think they've found something. Maybe an answer. Maybe the question or the answer we're looking for.
Would they all come together, though, in that case? Show of force? Listen, if we meet these people out in the open ocean, and we have them at our mercy, we can get that answer from them. I think Archie's onto something though.
I know.
What if we use Mildred Price and maybe Sora and the kid to put out a word to the White Prince that the Crimson Fists are in a ship called the Mother of Pearl?
I nod. If it's answers we are looking for, if that is still the thing, then this is how we get them.
I agree, but I think this, with all respect, Nolan, for at least 3 of us, it might have gone beyond that now.
There's always a
I'm
way
not
out,
sure.
Captain.
Maybe, but I'm not sure pursuing it is good for my health.
I nod.
We don't have any like shape-shifting spells, right? Like we can't make someone look like someone else.
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Oh, that's really high level, that stuff. Specific people is really high level.
Well, I think this is a pretty good opportunity to close the curtains on our characters while they sit in the sub-basement of their secret pirate base just off the coast of... Hey, didn't you see an Arcadian ship full of clerics in this town like 3 sessions ago?
Yep.
Hmm.
We did.
Wait, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
We
Yeah. As you're
Oh,
about to set
shit.
sail, and you said maybe we should go investigate, and then everyone's like, no, fuck it, we'll deal with it later. Huh.
Well.
I wonder who they've talked to on Flotsam Island?
Yep.
Oh shit, they were at Flotsam.
did. Yeah, they talk to the blacksmith. They know a lot.
Well, maybe next week our party will have answers and solutions. But there are some pretty good ideas out here. Before we go, do we have any questions, Nilrum?
No, not this week. I have a pretty hard out, so I don't have time.
Well then, we will be
But we
back
will next week.
next week with questions and answers.
Fuck yeah.
I think that's it.
Fuck yeah.
Catch you guys next time. Bye, everyone.
see you
See you later, chat.
Bye bye.